The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. They can tell me how we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting high, I wonder when it all goes down, comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can tell me how.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
The scale of dealing with anti-corruption issues. So there is a learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly on that learning curve and provide the resources so that they can move very quickly on the learning curve, and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs. I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable. And stop making excuses for them.
Hello, welcome. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Hope everyone is having a wonderful start to the week so far. Happy Tuesday to those in television land. Happy Tuesday to our silent supporters. Happy Tuesday to everyone in the chat. As usual, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate each and everyone's support. Remember, guys, when you come in, thumbs up the live, share us out if you can. And if you're new to the channel, please show us some support by subscribing. That will be greatly appreciated. Let me give a special shout out to our moderators and also to our channel members. Bless upon yourself, and I am going to do an umbrella welcome to everyone in the chat because the chat already gone. Tonight's topic is very serious times ahead, and we're also going to look at Ruel Reid. And your host, Mystic Sensation, comprised of Byron and Anne-Marie. We also have Melting Pot and Pink Skew Green in the studio. Without any delay, I am going to hand over to Byron, who is going to start the discussion.
Thank you, honey, for such a wonderful precursor. As always, doing a wonderful job. All right, I'm glad, you know, in all the time when you are flying with me through turbulence time. You know, my Jamaican people, before I, you know, bring my powerful panel, right? We have seen where corruption today being normalized, right? By a few of our people in society, PSOJ, the umbrella group of church. And we are going to expose some deep corruption. Yes. And we are going to make sure that we build our people awareness. But before we get into that, let us turn to our wonderful panelists, right, and have them meet and greet. Let us start with, of course, none other than Lady Spinks. Please meet and greet.
Good evening, Lady Anne-Marie, the co-pilot of Uncle Byron. And I would like to say good evening to Uncle Byron, Melted Pot, and to everybody in the chat. And of course, I would like to say good evening to our audience. to every Jamaican overseas and those who are living here on the island still, and especially a good evening to everyone in St. James and my friends and family out of Northwest St. James. Good afternoon, good night. And I will say good night to Comrade Leader. Always, we love you. I would like to say good afternoon, good night again to our chairman, chairwoman, Jensek, and of course our 63 candidates and all my blood and fire comrades. Have a good night. And I yield
Thank
the
you.
floor up to Baron.
Thank you for that, Spinks. Right, well done. Let us go to our opening batsman, none other than Melting Pot. Pot, go ahead.
Yeah, once again, greetings and blessing to everyone tuning in tonight. Tonight is a very sad night in the eyes of many Jamaicans, home and abroad. Yeah, I was witness today, a circus on stage, It's like a grand gala, as well would I know, because that no recognize and that is not, you know, seen as a swearing in ceremony. I don't recognize what was on offer today. Because all I could see was criminal and corruption in front of my eyes. And at the end of the day, it just turned out in a grand gala affair where it's like Andrew Wallace was having a party and the land of things out. So, we don't really recognize them thing there. But may I say big up to everybody tuning in tonight as usual, because we are here on the Mystic Sensation Live. I want to say big up to Lady Pinkski as usual from the West. She bring the best. Uncle Byron as the man who as the moderator for the program and Lady Anne Marie, the technical director. And I melting that as usual is just here to dissect as we go along, and reveal the things that we will find inside of where we dissect. So and we back over to Lord Byron. Leave everything in his
Blessings,
hand.
blessings, Melting Pot. Let me say to Jamaica, right, and I'm extremely 100% serious, that this term for Andrew Holness is going to be his worst term. We have seen now that Andrew Holness being mixed up in a geopolitical situation where Donald Trump, United States president, is being poking him. But it is much more than that I'm going to reveal tonight. Much more. And we're going to show, right, the trail of evidence as it relates to the FBI and the CIA, right, having them under their surveillance. So I am saying that it is going to be the worst term for Andrew Holness. His third term is going to be the worst term. Now, we have seen also, right, Andrew Holness being sworn in today, right, saying that, okay, corruption continues. And not only that, we have seen Ruel Reid there. Yes. And in essence, he's saying that, right, take it or leave it, Jamaica. We stand by Ruel Reid. And we are defending Ruel Reid. So you are defending Ruel Reid to steal from our education sector. Because guess what? You know that it is not only Ruel Reid alone involved in the pilfery or the thievery, right? And so then, obviously, you'd have been partake of what Ruel Reid has done. But tonight, we are going to expose you. We are definitely going to expose you tonight, right? Now, let me begin as it relates to the sort of narrative that the Jamaica Labour Party is shaping out there. But I have news for them. I have news for them. Because remember, Andrew Holness, that this particular case is now in the judiciary. It is not in the hands of the DPP, out of the hands of the DPP. We have seen that Claudette Thompson had been selected to prosecute this case. So I'm going to break it down. But before I break it down, let us show the narrative that you're selling. Believing that, okay, all right, let us prepare for the potential of what can happen. But I am going to remind you, Andrew, of something. Before I get into that, let us bring up that document, 15% of witness missing in Ruel Reid's case. Let us bite into that. Let us bite into that, my people. Let us bite into that, my gentle folks, because tonight, a bangarang night tonight. So here it is, people, right? The slow political rhetoric and narrative being building up. 15% of witness missing in Ruel Reid trial, but case to proceed on schedule. Let me start to laugh. Approximately 15% of witness in the multi-million-dollar fraud case involving former education minister and Senator Ruel Reid cannot be located. But the trial will commence in 3 weeks as scheduled. Prosecutors have revealed. Take that away. Take that away. All right. All right. Put me on the big screen on. Yes. I like to be on the big screen talking to the people. So let me ask. 15%, according to prosecutors, right, of witness cannot be found. So then, based on that, we still have 85% of witnesses. 85%. Right? The majority threshold to convict. Now, let me try tell the Jamaican people what the narrative that you might be selling. Let me try tell the Jamaican people. Are you saying that the 15% of such witness that cannot be located, that 15% is so critical and vital to the case, and so then the 85% is not important? The majority of witness that you have established, what are you saying? Did it make sense for you to publicly announce this, or you want the society to settle that when Claudette Thompson, who is a protege of none other than, of course, you know who. Now, Paula Llewellyn would have prepped her. Remember, I told Jamaican people, that the 3 of the DPPs that were selected, anyone coming forward does not really make any difference because they are all GLP operative. So then let me put it out there, clear. So then Andrew Holness take time as we talk about the Service Commission and the extended arm of Andrew Holness, the influence that he has throughout the criminal justice system. And so they take time to screen, take time to review, okay, who are we going to put there? We don't want it to look bad. And so then now when prosecutor coming out talking about 15, why is it important for us to know that? What you need to do, Claudette Thompson, let me say, focus on the evidence. And let me tell you this. The electronic evidence that you have would have been more important than those so-called 15 witnesses, because that is what we call documentary evidence. Cannot be denied. So we, the Jamaican society, is now anticipating, since you put that narrative out there as it relates to who that narrative is going to what? suit. So then when you decided, okay, you are not going to push hard to prosecute, and you are planning now to come with a reason. Let me say the reasons before you come with it. So when you come with it, Jamaican people know, say, okay, we know, so let me prepare the society that when you come with it, are you saying, man, are you saying that the 15% of witness that cannot be located, that 15% is critical, vitally important to make a decision in terms of prosecuting Ruel Reid? And am I to understand, or the public to understand, that Ruel Reid showing up at the ceremony is quite happy in terms of what he may have pre-informed, and he was there celebrating on? So now you are preparing and prepping the society that we need to accept the criminality, normalizing the criminality. So is that where you're going? So let me warn you, Ms. Thompson, that of the 15% so-called missing, and let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. For the investigators and you, for prosecutors, would have known the importance of this case. Would it be prudent for you to preserve every evidence that you have and making sure that you are keeping contact as it relates to the importance of these witnesses? So are you now saying that this is out of your control? And then are we going to be later learn that the 15% of these witnesses that cannot be found, these as a so-called 15% is so critical and vital, and that 15%, as a result of not finding them, the prosecutor is going to allow Ruel Reid to walk, because the 15% is more important than the 85%. You tell me, Paula, Claudette Thompson, if that's where you're going. So I like to put that out there before Jamaica witness that, because we know that October the 6th is that trial, and every Jamaican, I want every Jamaican to understand what I'm saying tonight, aware of what I'm saying tonight, anticipate as it relates to why this narrative is out there. This narrative is out there. Who are they informed? Who are they preparing? Are they preparing the society to accept the potential failure in this particular case? So you are now preparing us to okay with it, because 15%, we still have 85% Claudette Thompson. We still have 85% Claudette Thompson. We are going to show later how corrected Andrew Wallace is. But I'm glad how United States, Donald Trump start to poke him. Now, without any delay, let me just quickly, right, invite our opening batsman, right, to make some comment. And tonight, because tonight is long, we are asking the panel to just, we are giving them 6 minutes. Start the 6 minutes clock, because tonight is long. I want to go through every information, because tonight we come with goods tonight. Now, so let us bring in Melting Pot. Here's 6 minutes in breaking it down for us.
Well, first, we want more information in regards to the 15% weakness where cannot be found. And, you know, as it relates to the entire package of the case in front of the DPP, why is it the 15% have so much great interest to she defining the outcome? Because she no come tell me the 15%, you know, if it vanish, disappear, death, or whatever the circumstances, we just hear so 15%. Weakness cannot be found. We want more information as to what happened to the 15% where she talk about. Because we never know in a case, it come by percentage. We think you use evidence. And the type of evidence that is there, it is enough because the person where Ruel Reid used that old lady to go and do the banking and also use one of his nephew to collect when the lady withdraw. That alone, plus the statement from the taxi driver, where him try to say, well, then the man I run catering business when the man only pick up him son them and do him look errand for him. From Ruel Reid's statement, start off with lie. That alone supposed to settle the case for me as to where the DPP is supposed to go with this case. So we don't want to hear not about no 15%. Because I don't know what 15% are what. Paper document, people are what. Me don't know. Me need more clarity on the 15%. So Claudette Thompson, me don't want you come do another circus act like where Strike 5 did a play, you know. It look like other mission that you get recruit for. Because right away, you know, your first big assignment start with Hanky Panky. And some narrative where a man like me not really buy into them thing there. Because all of these evidence must be secured from the period of time when you have this guy a roam society like him is a free man, like him never commit a state crime. It's a state crime Ruel Reid commit. Because when you move education fund, at the state you damage. You understand? So Claudette Thompson, you have to understand, say, run yourself. Yeah, it now go run like how you think in your head. You can administrate the DPP office. A different session now. I hear the guy will appoint you, I'm swearing in ceremony, talk about a lot of things where would make sense, but we know it don't make no sense because be it dunce and lunatic and nonsense that party around them. And you come again with the nonsense. I replicate Strike 5. And to talk about transparency and integrity and honesty and building a new Jamaica. So the DPP office must also be a part of that building process going forward. So it can't be the same shambling, hanky-panky behavior coming out of the DPP office. We don't need to come talk to me and tell me whether I file documents or whatever we have, whether video documents are human being. But we can't just say about 15% of weakness. What is the weakness? Who is the weakness? Where did these things disappear to? Come tell me more, man. We're not going to just buy into that 15%, and 85% is enough to work with too. In my estimation. So you have to just proceed as you know you're supposed to, because this guy is supposed to go to prison a long time. And we have him out there, itch up all about everywhere, the Prime Minister there, the Line Minister, should I say. You understand? And I mean, it plague upon the people them conscience in Jamaica, you know. It hurt them. If it knows a criminal of that great magnitude, yeah, can still be at large, but a little youth from the ghetto, him gone long time. Him in incarceration long time. But this guy, 55 million and counting, still a roam. So come talk to him more upon the subject, because I don't really get where you say. But I want to understand it more. Where you tell me say you can't proceed with the case I got dead, and a scenario there will not try orchestrate because of 15%. No, we want this thing have it done with, you know, and get off the books. We want you start work like how you know you're supposed to work. Because you see where Strike 5 going in the office already. And you know the type of scrutiny where she come under. And you don't want to fall foul of the law with we around here, so you know. Because we are going to deal with you different from even Strike 5. Because if you take heed, don't make Andrew corrupt you. Use you to cover him tracks them with them people them. You understand? Just come and do the right thing for Jamaica. It's a time we look forward to justice now coming out of the DPP office. Them white collar criminal I wanna have round. We're not supposed to get rid of them and clean up the place now. I hear the Prime Minister talk about new slate and new this and new that and new governance and integrity and honesty and all type of these things. So you need to fall in line and make sure no say you don't compromise this case. Don't try and come through a spanner in the work with no 15% because I can't understand what is the 15% or who is the 15%. We need more information. So if you have to come talk to the public, you have to come good. The dunce around yourself. Tell we about document our people gone missing. But me think that 85% is enough for you work with. Because you know the ins and outs of this. Everybody know it.
All right, Melting Pot. Well done. Let us bring in Sister Spinks on the stage. Solid, Steve. But before we bring Sister Spinks, Melting Pot make a valid point. That 15%, right? Which sort of the evidence does it appeal to? Documentary evidence, right? Are people missing? Solid point from Melting Pot. Love it. Let us bring in Sister Spinks in the space as it relates to what transpiring here. Yes,
Yes, Uncle. Yes, Uncle Byron. You know, the GLP has an MO. Everything that they have to do with justice, there's always an excuse to try and justify their corruption. And this is like a preempt to what they are going to try and say, oh, the case can try or try to find an excuse later down the road why Ruel Reid might win the case. Because they're trying to set us up, right? Trying to cushion the blow that they're going to try and serve out to us. But I have to tell Ms. Claudette Thompson this, we will be watching this case from day one because she's claiming that 15% of the witnesses are missing. And I would like to let her know that we live in a global village. Nobody can hide. If they can find Saddam Hussein in a cave, why they can't find the 15%? We're not idiots out here. So we do not accept that excuse. All right? I said it and I will say it again. If them can find Saddam Hussein in a cave, they can find the 15% witness. So she must try to use every technology to try and find the 15% that she needs for the court case because we're not accepting that. And look how long this case is overdue for trial. Overdue is overripe. So why is she coming out with this flimsy excuse and then expect us to swallow it like it's some bitter medicine? It disproves again that the JLP is like a mafia. They are organized and they are a mafia because they're trying to make things fall through the cracks. And Miss Claudette, you are very irresponsible. Your first day on the job, you are telling us that you're incompetent, that you can find 15% of the witnesses. That's what they're telling us. You are incompetent because a good prosecutor supposed to have their case locked tight. Everything is supposed to be in place. And if you are missing 50%, then what are we paying you for? To be incompetent? Worse than the one before you? Is that what you're telling us? You are telling us if a student gives their homework to a teacher and 15% of the mistake of the information is missing from the assignment, what will the teacher do? If 15% of an assignment is not done, the teacher might fail the student. So therefore, Claudette, you're accepting to us publicly you are a failure before the case even tried. And that makes you a dunce head. All right? No, when we look at this, you're telling us you're a non-action, you're a non-starter, you're like the buses that Vaz brought in. You need to go to the dump. And as a matter of fact, we saw Ruel Reid today at the ceremony. We have seen Ruel Reid with Favor Williams when she was Minister of Education at a ceremony with the JUTA president, and people were having a ceremony, laughing and joking around as if everything is okay. Ruel Reid, we want back the money. We want back the children's money. It's not funny anymore. And we all know that Andrew got kickbacks from all of this money. All right, we only count 55 so far, million so far. Not to mention the CMU students were asked to pay their school fees to 28 different accounts. And Miss Claudette Thompson, let me tell you this: money have a trail. It cannot hide.
Exactly.
It cannot hide. And we are going to be like matchlock on your face out here. We are not giving up this one. Mystic Sensation program, we're going to follow this case and comb it through every day. And I yield the floor to you, Uncle Byron.
Wonderfully communicated, Spinks. And let me say this. You mentioned something that is quite vital. Monetary transactions, right, that link Ruel Reid, right, to various accounts, right? That information cannot be missing. Wherever you follow the money, right, and that transaction, whichever banking system that transaction being utilized with that transaction, right, cannot be missing, and that is vital. Now, as far as we know it, 85%, right, is a B plus marking grade that will pass any student. So we are giving you, right, a B plus grade into the prosecution. So then the 15% doesn't important to even us. So you have that 85%. We are telling you, on the 85% that you have, utilize it effectively. Deliver for Jamaica. Show Jamaica that you are a DPP for Jamaica and not a DPP for Andrew Holness with his extended arm, corrupting the Service Commission to have you here. Yes, because we know that all the persons, the DPP, who have an independent bearing, been kicked off the list. And they have been marginalized, put free, GLP operative. So I am saying to you, Thompson, for the money, because every single transaction go into the banking system, carry a transaction footprint. That cannot be missing. So you don't come out and tell Jamaica about 15%. 15% of what witness missing. We are talking about the monetary transactions. That cannot be missing. And any other investigator listening to me, they know that I am correct. So let me tell you, get your things straight. You dot all your I's and cross all your T's. That's why I make the society understand what you are doing. Don't come normalize we and set the stage for you to get off. Miss Claudette Thompson, we are watching you and we leave it there. October the 6th, we anticipate judgment as it relates to the evidence. You don't come tell me not more than 15%. Right? Monetary transactions, different accounts. He has to explain them. You think we are stupid out here? So be aware. Because the world, not only Jamaica, let me tell you something, Thompson. Not only Jamaica looking at you. Not only Jamaica looking at you. The world will be watching this particular case. And Ruel Reid, don't believe that, okay, all right, yeah, you're crony them good. Your cronyism and you're solid so you can show up, right? And ceremony today. And you can show up and say you're not going anywhere because that is the message you are sending. Ruel Reid. The message that you have sent today is saying that, yes, my party in a power and me not going nowhere. Not like me, but me still there. So what Andrew Wallace want? You get off, and then Andrew Wallace put you back in a parliament, and that you look, Ruel Reid, you need to go to prison. And we are talking about monetary transaction. So then if Carter Thompson cannot deal with these monetary transactions as evidence and send you to prison, then look, listen. We don't want, look, we know, right, what we know. And so then we are prepared the world locally and in the diaspora. You understand? To watch out because there is no reason why we are getting this information. Why you think it is important for the citizens to know that 15% of witness cannot be found? This shouldn't come out. If you're an effective DPP and you're a DPP, that means justice. 15% of witness loss is not crucial to your case. Not crucial to your case. You have 85% to deal with. So you are going to tell me that you cannot convict a case on 85%? Are you telling the Jamaican people that you, Claudia Thompson, lack the ability to convict a case on 85%? All right, we are watch. We are watch. We are watch. Now let me get into...
Look, I just say something look up on that. Because I want to understand if she didn't know so the same procedure Strike 5 did have in play and she just merely carried it out. But I know who orchestrated this. You understand? Because she couldn't expect to take office on her first big thing on her desk. She come with this, you know. This not gonna wait. So I want to know if she just follow the procedure with Strike 5 laid down there. I want to know. Because it look like them did have this plan out long time, you know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Extend the case. Yeah. Don't have this man up in a trial and then present this little hanky-panky thing about 15% of document. Who are the documents them in safekeeping in the first place? Where was these documents? We need some solid. As a matter of fact, we don't need not more than you just go through with the 85% we have. Because I don't know where I try to tell Jamaican, you know.
Exactly.
Because this woman we know so she corrupt by Strike 5. Because the person was supposed to go along the office there, you know. Them fight her out, Strike 5 and the same Claudia Thompson, yeah. You understand? Because if you notice, Claudia Thompson take over from Strike 5 and the two of them get DPP one time. When them put Strike 5 on leave, them cool her off. Because she never go on the leave, you know. Them cool her off because the heat was on. So this woman I know, to my knowledge, she does a work on the whole thing with the dep on the table already with that case with Ruel Reid. Where Strike 5 did a cook up. Because you know Strike 5 are criminal. You understand? And she have to cook this thing up and look good. So you notice now, where them are come with, but me I tell them say it got bitter this time, you know. You better understand what I do with the DPP office here. The things are play office when you go in and go on with them look foolishness and come tell people in a society them kind of garbage, yeah. Or the ghetto youth them not have none of them thing missing. Or Ninja Man thing never missing. Or Vibes Cartel thing never missing from them file. But Andrew people them thing missing all the while. You don't understand what I go on with, you know.
All right.
Come in, Sir B.
All right. Wonderful melting pot. And as melting pot asks, I am going to ask too, right? Why 15% of the witness never missing out of Ninja Man case? Why 15% of the witness never missing out of Vibes Cartel case? Why 15% of the witness, right, never missing out of Patrick Roberts case? when UDPP charge him, why 15% of the witness never missed, right? Out of the parallel case. But yet, you didn't even try Tom Tavares. You didn't even look on Montague. Time now for the corruption over, right? And we are watching this case. The world, Clyde Thompson, the world, Clyde Thompson, is watching you on this Ruel case. You understand? Because the world is asking the question, why is it important for you, right, to come out telling us 15% of the witness missing? What are you saying within that? Are you saying that the 15% that is missing is vital to the case? And so then it cannot be prosecuted in terms of finding him guilty? Bullshit. You have 85%, work with it. Now, Jamaica, let me get into bigger thing than the Ruel case. Let me just put off that. We have seen now Donald Trump is poking the Jamaican government. This is geopolitics now, and which is very serious. And what the United States has an Andrew Holness administration, it's not pretty. Andrew, tonight I'm going to show you that the United States, the CIA, the FBI, all criminal agents in the United States have your administration under fire. Yes, and you are getting pokings. And so then we are going to show the evidence because they know, let me tell you before I go through the documents. They know that the GLP administration, members of parliament involved with the drugs done. When you hear Mystic Sensation coming out and saying that, we are saying that because the evidence that we have, where we're going to show it tonight. They know that. Also, within that, that was where, within a particular case, that was where Orestron was identified to be one of those politicians that dealing with drugs and gun shipment. All of that we are going to prove tonight. We are running you out, we are running you over tonight and show John public what is going on in Jamaica. United States is poking you. Now, let us get into that document. Jamaica Gleaner, US names Jamaica and 4 other Caribbean countries. And not only that, Jamaican United States named Jamaica as along with 4 other countries. It's also having Jamaica as the head cook and buckle washer. Jamaica on standby and watch how Mystic going through this. US names Jamaica and 4 other Caribbean countries on drug lists and wish the United States of Jamaica to be top priority. Washington, CMC, 4 CARICOM countries have been listed in US President Donald Trump's determination on major drug transit or major illicit drug producing countries for fiscal year 2026 submitted to the United States Congress. Who know hear that, Jamaican people? This now Ghana Congress. This now reach Congress, Andrew Holness. Me to tell you, say, your 3rd term is your worst term. This reach Congress. According to the document, Trump has identified the Bahamas, Belize, Haiti, and Jamaica as major transit or major illicit drugs producing countries. The other countries' names are Afghanistan, Bolivia, Burma. We need to go further in this document because we have so much juicy beef. You understand? Take this away on it. I say I'm going to bust them bubbles tonight. I am telling you that the 3rd term is the worst term. Now, what Donald Trump has picked up on is handover from previous president. Let me tell you, Jamaica, this. It is not just Donald Trump administration. Not just Donald Trump administration. I am going to show the evidence where it is coming from. As a matter of fact, you know where it is coming from? It is coming from George Bush era. And I'm going to show the evidence tonight. That they have been tracking them, noting, because we all know how United States were tracking for years, just like what they did with Noriega. And when the final time comes, they crump Noriega and have Noriega in prison. Today, United States, and you want to say, more your administration, no Ghana Congress, Ghana United States Congress. It is just not the Donald Trump administration. It is administration, right, that precede Donald Trump. Let me show you the evidence. Now let us leave up this. And I'm going to show you that the United States has been tracking a particular individual because of United States caught one of the biggest drug lords. And that drug lord had informed the United States as it relates to some of the politicians, GLP administration politicians who involved, including Oreston, was named. Let me show you what is going on in Jamaica. Let me show you what is going on. Lift up this. Cash seized by police in St. James. This is the person that the United States is tracking.
Up first this evening, police investigators are theorizing that the full value of Tuesday's massive seizure of US and Canadian currency notes in St. James will be higher than initially suspected. In an update to our newsroom today, Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, Fitz Bailey, said the money was still being counted. He confirmed that millions of US and Canadian currency notes were seized and investigators are carrying out a careful count to arrive at a final figure. It's now believed that the cash amounts to more than $7 million US. There were initial reports elsewhere that it was in the region of $5 million US. The money was seized on Tuesday during an anti-narcotics operation at a house in Coral Gardens. The owner of the house was taken into custody. Yesterday, the police reported that the owner was the subject.
And I want you to play back over. Let me talk to the people. Show me the people. On it. What I want the people to pay attention to. The owner of the house was caught. You know who is the owner of the house, Jamaica? Let me talk to the people. Let me like see them. You know who is the owner of the house? The owner of the house is someone that the United States has been hunting. The United States has passed on intel to Jamaica. They caught him because this man needs to be extradited. They caught him. The Jamaica Labour Party politician let him go. Someone hear the TVJ news. The TVJ news said they caught him, the owner of the house, and the drugs. United States provided intel to them. And they caught him in custody. Jamaica authority let him go, people. Play it back again. Jamaica, listen what the news said. They caught him. Listen.
Evening. Police investigators are theorizing that the full value of Tuesday's massive seizure of US and Canadian currency notes in St. James will be higher than initially suspected. In an update to our newsroom today, Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, Fitz Bailey, said the money was still being counted. He confirmed that millions of US and Canadian currency notes were seized and investigators are carrying out a careful count to arrive at a final figure. It's now believed that the cash amounts to more than $7 million US. There were initial reports elsewhere that it was in the region of $5 million US. The money was seized on Tuesday during an anti-narcotics operation at a house in Coral Gardens. The owner of the house was taken into custody. Yesterday, the police reported that the owner was the subject of a US extradition request in 2005. A motor vehicle, which was intercepted in the vicinity of the property on Tuesday, was searched.
From 2005, From 2005, the United States sent out an extradition request
Extraditing request.
Yes, extradition request from 2005 for this man. And guess what? The Jamaican authority, the thief in police there, the corruption and the politician there, catch him and let him go, let him walk free. Because guess what? He knows the information about the politician there. The politician doesn't want the United States to have him because more revelation about them will reveal. I want to get this, people. Look at this. Let us show you who the United States wanted. Let us get into it. Let us. Let us get into it. Right? And show Jamaican people what is going on with Andrew and his administration. So Andrew Warren has sworn in today. We normalize corruption to continue. But let me tell you something, Andrew Warren. God no like ugly. And karma is right around the corner. Karma, Andrew Warren, is right around the corner. Person of interest named in $600 million man to go be a narco boss. Let us get into that. The St. James Police have named Presley Bingham, otherwise called Presser, as a person of interest in the 600 million cash and drug seizure in the parish last week. So no let him go last week, you know. I want to run out. I go on like we not have him, you know. TVJ, and where the assistant commissioner reported that he was in custody. No. Bingham is a Torado Drive address in the parish. Shot him live. He's been urged to immediately report to the Narcotics Division at 230 Spanish Town Road, Kingston 11, to facilitate the investigation. After I want to catch him. After I want to catch him already. You caught him already. You caught him at his house. So then you let him go. After you catch him red handed, you hold him. You let him go. And then this one has now he's been urged to immediately report to the Narcotics Division at 230 Spanish Town Road, Kingston 11, to facilitate the investigate as well as Jamaican people for that. Eh? As well as Jamaican people for that. Now, this drug bust happened in 2021. And the millions of dollars that we found, Jamaica, I'm showing you something as it relates to the connection. A big bang around tonight. Lift up this. Let me show you something, Jamaica. They caught him 2021. And the big money and all of them something there. But Jamaica, let me say this categorically clear. I don't have any evidence as it relates to certain things that, in my opinion, subjectively, I don't like me talk, when me not have the evidence and I speak. But there is something that Mystic Sensation is looking at that Andrew Honest need to explain. In 2021, they caught this big drugstore. Watch this where I'm going, Jamaican people. But one, you don't have common sense. I am going to show you Andrew Honest statutory declaration for 2020. What Andrew Honest said, show to the Integrity Commission investigators. Where am I going? You want to see how I connected that? Remember, it's 2021. They caught this man with this big whack of money. over 7 million US dollars. Lift up the document. Document number 1. Let me show Jamaican people what is going on here. And we are normalizing corruption in Jamaica. Good work, honey. See it here, people. Now, 2022. Now, as I said, we're going to go back to the case. Sorry, we may have to 2021. 2022 is the big job boss. 2022, you know, is the big job boss. Now, watch this, people. 2018, $112 million. 2019, $111 million. 2020, $131 million. 2021, $197 million. 2022, with the drug boss in Iron Shore, 2022, Andrew Holness reached $200 million. But look what happened the following year. Take away and give us document number 2. So 2022, your account showing $200 million Andrew Holness. The big drug bust happened. Let us show Jamaica people, you understand, as it relates to this other information, where you're running 470 million, and between 2022 and 2023, $200 million. You understand? That you have gotten. Let us show Jamaica. Let us show Jamaica this. Here it is. Between 2020, June 13 to 2023, 2022, Andrew Holness have 200 million. Between June 20 to 2023, so 2022, you know, him have 200 million. See the people, 2023, look how much Andrew Holness have. $473 million. So Andrew Holness, we ask you where you get $270 million from. The drug bust happened in 2022. Your account expand to $473 million in assets. Tell me where you get $200 million from. And Jamaica normalizing corruption. You shouldn't swear into that. But we allow you that because we know that more shame is going to come at you. Your third term is going to be your worst term. Take it away. I am showing the world this. I am showing the United States this. Jamaica, let me show you the evidence. Where United States have been tracking them. Let me link it and show you where United States, it is not only Donald Trump. What Donald Trump has been doing is taking over the report and push it in Congress now. So it's serious for the Jamaica Labour Party administration. Now they're in a Congress. No. Lift up the other document. Let us tie the case together and show you how long United States are tracking. And I'm going to show you that this document is going to talk about politicians, and this is where also our stranded flag. Yeah, man, you never know some mystic sensation track you. Eh? You never know some mystic sensation tracking you. Now Jamaican people see the evidence here. We know say what the labor right over here, you know. When you see it here, I show you. Make me read it now. Make me read it now. Jamaican fugitive Presley Bingham, the Montego Bay St. James businessman wanted by prosecutors in the United States on drug trafficking charges, has again been refused bail. Mr. Bingham was remanded when he appeared before the Corporate Area Criminal Court on Monday. I could go in and show Jamaican people. Right, I remember the people, this is 2009. See that? Right? Tuesday, August 11, 2009. All right. Last month, the full court rejected an application by his attorneys for him to be released on bond pending outcome of his challenge to his extradition. Mr. Bingham, otherwise called Presser, and BUCHANAN of Lilliput in Montego Bay was arrested on July 12 by the narcotics police. U.S. prosecutors in Florida have described him as a major crime enforcer here in Jamaica based on statements. Listen now, people. Listen, Jamaica people. Based on statements they have collected from convicted drug kingpin Norris Dido Nemard. Dido died now, you know. Dido dead and gone. But Dido, let me talk to you in Jamaica. Dido rat them out. Dido talk up the things them. Dido tell them everything as it relates to the politician them who involved Jamaica Labour Party administration. Dido talk up all of the things them, and so then Dido had gotten a light sentence. Dido came back to Jamaica and died now. But we are telling you, sir, Donald Trump not just did this. It is the handover procedure and now it gone into the Congress. Let me read that over. U.S. prosecutors in Florida have described him as a major crime enforcer here in Jamaica based on statement they have collected from who? Convicted drug kingpin Norris Dido Nemard. So I want to go on like we don't know about this. Mr. Bingham was indicted in 2004 with Nemard, Rob Roy Williams, and 5 others who are now serving time in the U.S. U.S. prison, man. U.S. prosecutors say they have statement from Dido. Listen to Jamaican people. We are talking things them. You understand? Corruption swearing. Corruption swearing. And since corruption swearing, Mystic Sensation, Melting Pot, and of course, Pinks, the tune in, him swearing. So we have to tune in. Now, U.S. prosecutors say they have statement from Dido Nemard, who has fingered Mr. Bingham. When we the people to see it, Mr. Bingham as a major enforcer in organized crime in Jamaica. They say the Jamaican authority them hold him and let him go in the people. Nemard, who was designated as a drug kingpin by former U.S. President George W. Bush. Who knows where that come from? Mystic Sensation and lie to you. Let me read that over. Nemard, who was designated a drug kingpin by former U.S. President George W. Bush, was sentenced to 13 years in prison after striking a plea deal with U.S. government. He reported, gave them names. People, come here, people. Come here. He reported, gave them names of local politicians and senior cops allegedly involved in the drug trade. I wonder if Jamaica hear this. Let me state the tonic here. When you think me drink alcohol or tonic this? He reportedly gave them names of local politicians and senior cops allegedly involved in the drug trade.
That's why they fight in extradition.
Mr. Bingham is to return to court on August 26. Take it away, Papa. Take it away, wife. Fire their mus tail and think a cool breezing.
Yeah, man.
Fire their mus tail and them think a cool breezing. Now reach Congress. Without any further delay, let me invite the opening batsman to take it away. Rope in, Mr. Batsman.
Well, we know about them cases from long time, you know. Because this guy and Nemard, you know, remember him, James Robertson, father had to pay over some land to, you know.
Exactly.
For James Robertson. Drugs deal. He was indebted in to the same guy and Nemard. Otherwise known as Dido. Bingham now we know say him run things Dr. Crab and the whole of them down so. We know that and WikiLeaks know that and US have to know that. So as they say Byron, fire their mus till them think a cool breeze.
Oh yes.
Everything have come to tuition right now, you know. You see that gala that them have today at King's House. I'm last fanfare that I'm like how him enjoy it. You understand? To the extent when him turn it out in a thing where they recognize up a national stadium where we call name Emancipation Day celebration.
Yes.
Come with all sizzler tune but can't keep a good man down and all them thing there. It's part of him a good man. He may know what US are gonna do with him and him Iraqis them around him. A long time we are one Andrew and this type of corruption, you know. Because it's them people where Andrew and the party linked to and known drugs trafficker. Here and US watch them from how long? From early 2000. From way back when as 2005. So you know 2 decades now and them just raise the trumpet. Cause so US work. Them just sound the trumpet and make them know say Congress here I come. So from this reach Congress, you know say it in a momentum now to lift off. Cause Congress soon pass the bill as to what are the consequences of these people in Jamaica, you know. Where them to get extradited back to the USR, whatever, but some serious thing are going on. You understand? Because when Donald Trump, you know, sit back and watch over that election and we run with there, you know. Him the please, you know, because remember Andrew Harbour, one of Donald Trump most corrupted allies as it relates to world power in China. Andrew Harbour, them in a Donald Trump backyard. And Trump not like that. So we know say Trump are going to move swiftly towards Andrew Willis and him regime and tackle them and free up Jamaica. If Jamaica can't free one way by the voters, Trump are going to free Jamaica. A long time we are called to US, you know. Them that year we still, you know. But them just reserve them, you know, moments in time. Because them like to do things when the right time, you know. I hear Andrew mention about time in I'm thing when him talk today, you know. I mean, when I try to J Marky G to them use the slogan, you know, time come. And then pause when him say time, you know. I mean, I say, yeah, man. When your time come, you know, a park, we are going to park, you think I'm going to pause, you going to pause. And see it then out. It depends on the horizon. No government not supposed to have them name attached to them type of activities, yeah. We have something what we want to talk about, but maybe on a different show because tonight we are going to just deal with them cases, yeah, as it relates to the high level of corruption involving gun trafficking and drugs trafficking when the Labour Party participating in. And we are talking about some senior people. Because remember, you know, James Robertson, a senior man, you know, around the Labour Party, you know. Dr. Crabble, a.k.a. Horace Chang, a senior man, and him involved in them thing. Yeah. I remember say many more of them name each up around them type of activities, you know. Remember one politician and a couple of film family members them name Carl and Big Jugs. Bust down in a Bobby there as well too. So I no secret to the United States. And Andrew thinks that them could have played the game and carry it on forever and ever, so let it be. Amen. No. It would never happen like that. It wouldn't play out like that. Not when America is watching you. It don't play like that. So Andrew now I'm gonna play some music when he can't dance to, you know. Cause remember, you know, Andrew worst term this, you know, cause I'm have integrity to deal with it. And I'm have US now. Me no know I'm gonna run the country. A man will have 2 cases can run nothing, you know. Not supposed to even run nothing either. But Jamaican people and civil society allow him to, you know, get to the stage But me like how him reach that stage now. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Because that stage are the stage now where him can dance pan. Him used to
Right.
dance pan the next stage him. But that one is bigger than him. That one is named US. Strictly come dancing. The one where him have the samba move and all them move there. I don't think so. Because US have a hold him under the FBI, you know. And under the drug enforcement agent, you know. They have a hold him under them thing there, you know. Him can't split nor twist. And the whole of them are going to come crumbling down. I see Dr. Crab asleep. Him have a reason to asleep to the throat the ceremony. As usual, him is a sleepy. Him is a sleepy Joe. Because him just a fret, you know. Because I know where I'm going. Because remember, he can't travel, you know. He might
Exactly.
hide himself from the US authorities for how long now. Don't want to travel. And I'm going to show you something, and I did say, nobody from CARICOM never turn up. They only had heads of state from Dominica, Turks and Caicos, and Cayman Island. Nobody from in a CARICOM. No come there, so. CARICOM people are not stupid people. Them now attach themselves around a guy there. You understand? Oh, ironic that nobody from CARICOM, where him are the chairman, the CARICOM group of countries. Yeah? Nobody no come there. Dominica, Turks and Caicos, and Cayman
All
Island.
right. Blessing
All
from
right,
that
brother.
point. But now, all right. Let us bring in Lady Spink in that space. Thank you, Melting Pot, for the powerful punch. Now, Lady Spink, take it away.
Yeah, thank you again, Uncle Byron. You know, that statement that was put out today by Donald Trump, it means that Jamaica visa to America might be either revoked or the conditions of getting a visa to America might be changed severely.
True.
And we might have several Jamaicans being shipped back home or deported under different rules and regulations because the Congress is going to change several things, maybe the requirement to get a visa to America. So it's not an easy thing or a simple thing like that. And to know that it's not the first time it happened to us in Jamaica. Um, we have been put on this drug list before, and every time it happens, it is under the GLP government. It never happened under PNP government. So it's not the first time we've been put on a drug list, but it's always happened under the GLP government. Now, when you think of the three planes that crash landed in Jamaica, flown by Ghost and having Ghost cargo, right?
Yes.
Three planes. You are Prime Minister of Jamaica, and you have three planes crash landed in Jamaica. When Andrew bought this boat, the ship that he claimed to name after our honorable heroine called Nanny, right? It has all the equipment to spot planes traveling through or over our waters, and to know with all the modern equipment, this ship never spot any of these three planes coming to Jamaica. And the very day he announced this ship that he bought with all this equipment, I asked myself this question, and I want all Jamaicans to think on these things. Did he buy this ship with all this equipment, with our money, to either prevent planes from crash landing in Jamaica or to guide planes with this kind of cargo to Jamaica? Because the ship equipment can serve either two purposes: prevention and protection of our borders, or guide these things into our island. All right. So these are the things we must think about when you have this prime minister who was sworn in today to take an office that he's squatting in. Now, right now, Jamaica has gone 14 points down on the corruption index today. IMF is asking us, is recommending that we go down to $200 for our dollar exchange rate. Jamaica is falling apart. And let me tell you this, when we think of every gun shipment that was tracked to Jamaica and how our security forces treated those incidences, it's a shame because they make a big announcement. Oh, we found X amount of guns over here, as if they did it on their own. But we who know better. Now, that drug bust in Coral Gardens, a replay over and over again of what has happened in previous occasions. The similarities are so much. We remember what and how hard Bruce Golden fought to have the man stay in Jamaica, even when the America wanted him. Then again, we question why is it Dudus was so afraid to give himself up to the Jamaican forces? Because he knew from previous experiences and things that we know, when Jamaican forces arrest someone like or in a similar position like Dudus and era done, they never live to go to court. And there are always instances of them dying under suspicious circumstances. So Jamaica needs to know that this is not nothing new to us, it's a repeat of history of this Jamaica again. Now, when we look at Horace Chang, who is the current Member of Parliament, re-elected Member of Parliament of Northwest St. James, Minister of Security, and you can't travel out of the island. He has issues right now. We know that this man did everything to fight against the peace initiatives at North St. James. We also know
All right, thanks. All right, that's it. All right.
right.
Things there's some noise coming out in your mic periodically. You can check your mic in the meanwhile.
Okay.
All right. Now, Spring spoke about the economy falling apart. And we have seen where the Andrew Holness administration, right, as it relates to involving in voter suppression in terms of buying up votes and all of that, right, being spent. But guess what? The economy is in serious buying. We're going to show as it relates to again, because last week I spoke about it, and it just fly over a lot of people's head. Now, let us show what the IMF is saying, and I'm going to show last week, when I spoke about it, right, in terms of the effect that is going to have on us in terms of IMF requesting for the dollars to continue to slide. I am going to show you also, as it relates to someone who has that financial knowledge, speaking the very same thing that I have spoken last week. So first, let us go back to that clip as it relates to the IMF wants to make a dollar to fall. Now, we can't, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. And this is one of the reasons why that Andrew wants to speak truth about the economy. Now listen to these people.
Today, we take a closer look at modern-day neocolonialism, how foreign aid, IMF loans, and international policy influence continue to shape the political and economic decisions of Caribbean nations and why Jamaica, my country, might still be under control, just with a different face. Let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. Neocolonialism is a system where powerful nations control or influence weaker ones, not through armies, but rather through economics, politics, and global institutions. In the Caribbean, colonialism was once enforced by chains and gunpowder, but today it's enforced by loans, conditions, currency pressure, and political dependence. Foreign aid often comes with fine print, support is conditional, and IMF loans, those that are gifts. They're deals that come with many strings attached to it. Take Jamaica, for example. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF for short, recently recommended that Jamaica just allow the dollar to devalue, the Jamaican dollar to devalue, and stop trying to help it to prop it up. The reasoning? They claim a weaker dollar makes exports more competitive and the economy more resilient. Okay, but what does that mean for the average Jamaican? What? Higher prices, more expensive imports, and a weaker purchasing power for everyday citizens who are already struggling. Let's not forget, these IMF suggestions aren't just advice. When you owe someone billions, their recommendations often become policy. And while Jamaica has done wonderful recently at getting out and not owing them too many, we still have to ask, who really runs Caribbean nation? Is it our elected leaders? Or is it international lenders and foreign governments who decide what's best for us? From aid packages to trade agreements, immigration policies to climate finance, Caribbean nations often can't make a move without external approval or influence. Even cruise tourism, which floods the port of Ocho and Bridgetown, is definitely a double-edged sword. Why? Tourists eat, drink and shop on board or in duty-free zones owned by international conglomerates. Local vendors barely get a chance to offer their crafts or cuisine. This model, my dear, is called enclave tourism, where the tourist experience is isolated from the local culture and the economic benefits are funneled from the local population. And what happens when we resist? We get sanctioned, blacklisted, cut off from global banking systems. That doesn't even sound like freedom, does it? That sounds like a new kind of empire, really. The colonial past left us with extractive economies, foreign-owned industries, and heavy debt. That legacy continues today, except instead of gold and sugar, it's now tourism, remittances, and natural resources being siphoned off. Foreign companies.
Jamaica, right? The big surprise and the big elephant in the room. Now, since we had spoken about that, now watch this, Jamaica. It is going to be LP for the Jamaicans. Andrew Holness make again another strategic move in terms of high interest rate. I am going to show Jamaica what Andrew Holness had done as a result of the money that he had spent. And we tell them, we warn them. We warn them. Andrew Holness is now raising up the toll. Now, that is going to affect many commodities. You understand, as it relates to the route, right? The main route that a lot of trucks, right, travel with commodities like cement, flour, you name it. And then, of course, that increase is going to be distributed all over. This is what Andrew Holness is now doing to Jamaica. Look on these people. Toll charges coming next month. We tell them. We tell them. And we tell them, said, okay, all right, yes. Vote in Andrew Holness. You know, my friend who had sent me his 2 finger when Andrew Holness won on the 3rd. This is what I told him. I said, prepare for inflation. But I told him, weeks ahead. I did not realize it's going to be days ahead. So, my friend, if you are listening to me, This is what I told you was coming. Inflation. Now look, toll charges coming next month for Williamsfield Highway, says NROCC. Right? Now let us go into that. Mandeville, Manchester. For the next few weeks, motorists will continue to utilize the Maypen to Williamsfield leg of Highway 2000 toll-free until the implementation of charges sometime in October. Stephen Edwards, Managing Director at National Road Operating and Construction Company, which is responsible for overseeing the design, construction, and maintenance of Jamaica Highway, said NROCC plan to yield control of the road for next month. Take that away. We only have to Jamaica. Now, when the Andrew one has come out with him big promise, right? Let me tell you the sector now who's warning Andrew Holness about the big promise in terms of minimum wage, right? From 16,000 to 32,000. They are warning Andrew Holness. They are warning him. Let me show you. Now, get up this document. Let us show how serious it is and knowing that this cannot be delivered. This cannot be delivered. Right? Now, Jamaican people, before I get into the document, the 2025 to 2026 budget expenditures, right, of a shortfall, budget shortfall. So then we are asking Andrew Holness, which are the programs that are going to be scrapped, are going to be cut? So then automatically, when you're talking about minimum wage from 16,000 to 32,000 beginning next year, right? It goes to 18,000. We are saying based on the 2025-2026 budget shortfall, which are the programs that are you going to cut? You need to come out and tell the Jamaican people that you can't deliver this. Now, JSDC caution only on minimum wage promise on the CTN people. And this was September 1, 2025. The Jamaica Chamber of Commerce. The Jamaica Chamber of Commerce has reacted to Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness' promise to move the national minimum wage to 32,000 per 40-hour work week. Caution him to follow the established consultative process before committing to the country to such an obligation. Now, at a mass rally on Sunday in Spanish Town, the St. Catherine, Holness, who is a leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, said if the JLP retains the reins of government after Wednesday's general election, the national minimum wage will move from to 18,500 per 40-hour work week in our first budget, and then gradually after that for the next few years. I'm going to take this away. Let me tell you and lick my chest, big and bold, just like how me tell him, saying, can't put back Juliet Holness. Right? As Speaker of the House, let me lick my chest, big and bold. You can't deliver upon this, I promise you. Your 100 days promise in the last administration has not delivered one. And Jamaica going down the same field. But me not blame the Jamaican people, you know the reason why I not really blame the Jamaican people, because I rob Andrew Holness, rob the corruption, rob the election. No, let me tell you before I bring in the panel. The reason why I'm not blaming my Jamaican people, the Jamaican people turn out and vote out Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness robbed the general election. And everybody know that. Andrew Holness, right, do with him see. And so then, hold on, let me get into the nitty-gritty. Am I to give Margolin any blame? Certainly not. Am I to give the PNP any blame? Certainly not. Here what? When we look and we saw we are in 7 of the PD workers, right, claim to being sick on that election day, leaving us vulnerable. These 7 persons who are taking the bribe, you are going to pay for it through inflation. And I'm not going to blame the People's National Party. The People's National Party could have not done anything better. And anyone who blames the People's National Party must out of their natural sense. Let me tell you what. We can't. The PNP is not fortune teller to say, okay, all right. These 7 persons were going to betray them. The PNP, Margolin, they're not fortune tellers. They can't read people's mind that they were going to take bribe and leave us vulnerable. And so then why we run the rally and we see the big program and we see the big turnout, you have some people who prepared, right, to sell them votes. You tell me, how the PNP or Margolin, right, should be responsible to know this? How are they think? How are they going to know this? Let me give you a perfect example. We have watched, we have heard, we have learned about Jesus walking with the 12 disciples. But Jesus, who are where? Jesus said, by the cock to crow 3 times, one of my disciples will deny me.
He named him Peter. He told him to his face.
And he told him to his face that, Peter, you will deny me. This is the Son of Man, God. He also stated that I will be betrayed by a kiss. Judas Iscariot betrayed him. So who is Margot? And who is the PNP? That these people who see less of themselves with their myopic view and their hungry belly wouldn't deny and wouldn't betray. All 7 of you who betray the People's National Party, it's a crime shame that you choose $70,000 as opposed to build a generation on success. And I'm asking you today, how much you have out of that $70,000 now? And is it serving you well? So let me say to Comrade Leader Margoli, a job well done, exceptionally well. You couldn't have, sir, done any better. What you have done for us is stop a dictator in track. You have now defeat his 2/3 majority power. Mark Jefferson Golden had done that. You have now transformed the party from 14 to 28. Can't push us round again. You have now stopped a constitution reform that would have seen a dictator risen. The problem that Andrew wants to have going forward is going to be his worst term. Because no, you have the cubs turned full-fledged lions, and they have their teeth and jaws strong to bite down into your policies. And you better come now. We heard you now talking about consultative government because you know what lined up. So please, when you come good, when you come with the policies, come good. Come good, because you can't run around the genset. Can't run around the genset. Dayton Campbell is there. You can't run around the Crawford. Crawford is there. Only a Rasta can liberate the people over hills and valleys too. And when it comes to the man that changed Portland, the man that showed that the vase can be broken, the man who split the vase, damaged the vase, legacy of corruption in Portland. Let me say this to Jamaica people. Whether they like it, yes or no, you are going to see ISAT BUCHANAN pivot to great leaps and bounds. Mystic sensation telling you that ISAT BUCHANAN is going to pivot to great leaps and bounds. And we have the lions in the parliament, and we have the lions in the Senate, and we are saying to Marky G, under no circumstances you leave out Lambert Brown. Lambert Brown has his signatures on many issues. That is a cornerstone of the cabinet. Lambert Brown is a thorn in their flesh. And if you made that critical mistake in removing Lambert Brown, problem there. So we are asking to make sure that Lambert Brown stand to its foundation. He has been there, done that, and proven himself. And that is my team. Let me bring in the opening batsman, Melting Pot.
Yes, sir, Byron. You know, we know these type of development will occur in Jamaica as soon as possible. Do you understand? Because based on what took place, yeah, leading up to the general election, this type of free hand mentality where money was splashing all over, we know it would have set back the economy. But outside of that, I have one comment to make in regards to Marky G going forward. I know the People's National Party have to do some soul searching and some facts finding and weed out some corrupt element people from around the party. Some people where I just say rightfully they are betrayers. They are Judas. And they deny the process that Mark Wallen and the People's National Party have to roll out to benefit Jamaica and move Jamaica going forward. And so that is the only era where I know. Well then, you know, but as I said, Mark Wallen can't preempt these things, you know, these things have to occur, and then it becomes known to him, say him have to work that way there. Exactly. Clean out some garbage from around him, some wanga gut, some lunatic when it comes to money, some people when have no privilege to even stand up around the party and call themselves blood and fire comrade. Yeah, because some of them sell all the spreadsheet with the name, you know, where the canvassing done pan, you know. Yeah, them sell 500 and 700,000. And then the labor right, them use it and get to the vulnerable people. You understand? So these people are some little betrayers. But I mean, them just formulate where the Labour Party, you know, unleashed on Jamaica. Because that was another form of scamming. Now we know the party unleashed scamming in a Jamaica society. Because the party is built on all these type of bad practice and behavior. But we know going forward, things are going to change. Yeah. And it are going to change in such a way that, it shocked the whole entire system that run through the Labour Party. Because them feel so them win and them get with a corrupted election where them steal. And them having a wheel of a time to them. But you could assist them not in the high spirit, Where you look on enough of them faces, you say gloomy. Where you look on fly green face, it not have no smile on it. It just dead it. But it no belongs right there. Where you look on Juliet face, you know say it not have the vibrantness and the sparkliness inside of it no more. It gone. And even garbage Andrew are the best me that put out. You understand? Crab him sleep right through the whole time. Nasty bush rat him around there. I hide behind some people and man lollipop jaw all nasty cougar. You understand? Because them know say everybody know them steal the election. And them know that the people them know the purpose to them stealing the election. It's not to really govern the country because them not have that solution there. And they will never have it. A pure lie them tell. Their purpose of winning was to save themselves from criminality and to come up with hanky-panky case like what we see it now. I come from out of the DPP office, about 15%. But make I go in at something, yeah? Because Paula and Porter Jones, she read out a citation about Andrew Wallace, and she present a CV for him in a politics since 1997. But yeah, she come in and say now, since 2016, Andrew has overseen a sustained economic growth. Lie. Because the economy could only grow by 1% and growth and could not achieve the 5 in 4 plan. That was a failure. So no way that apply to him. Number 2 bulletin point, reducing Jamaica debt to GDP ratio and achieving record low unemployment and driving major infrastructure, social and public sector wage reform. Lie, because Andrew never do no census. So he can't tell me nothing when it comes to the population and the figures as it relates to unemployment and all these things. You understand? So we know that was a lie. Number 3 bulletin point. His leadership has strengthened fiscal discipline and guided a resilient recovery from global challenges like COVID-19 pandemic. Lie. Andrew no deal with nothing fiscal discipline. And Andrew no recover from no global challenges. Andrew get gift, if anything, in benefit from that pandemic global challenge. But Andrew rob all the money. Now we can move on to bulletin point 4. She has said his tenure has been characterized intensifying our national security. Lie, because in our history of the most cocaine, gun trafficking, and bomb threat. So me rub out that when it comes to intensifying our security. You hear me say, people, under Andrew Holness regime, we have the most cocaine coming in our country. We have the most drugs trafficking in our country. And we have the most bomb scared in our country. All right, let me move on to bulletin 5 now. Introducing measures which has contributed to a reduction in major crime. Lie. Andrew have the highest murder rate for 2 terms, the most state killing. That also include unseen and unsound mind people. Yeah? But yeah, what is more dramatic now is bulletin point 6, where she was saying he has championed education and youth development through sustained investment in schools.
Ruel Reid gone with the money.
Trading and technology, building on his earlier legacy as Minister of Education throughout his service. But I tell you, brother, he has worked to deepen public-private sector partnership, modernize public administration,
an enhanced opportunity for Jamaicans, fostering what he described as the strongest economy since independence.
All right,
Lie again.
All right, we have got to stop in the melting pot. Spinks, wonderful punch. Take over, right? The stream, Sister Spinks. Solid punch from melting pot there.
Yes, Uncle Byron. Let me go back to the toll. We see for the past couple of months where 1.4 billion was said to have bought some school buses for the rural school bus system. And we have proven that this man cannot produce a receipt for that purchase. We have proven that these scrap metal buses is basically either $1 or nothing for the cost of one of these buses. Now, when you think of the 1.4 billion and right before election, they needed $22 million to spread across for each constituency to vote for vote buying and vote manipulation. No, that money is a pothole. That 1.4 billion is a pothole that they need to fill. And how they plan to fill it is by raising the toll payments coming up next month. When the toll payments go up, goods and services will go up automatically, like a ripple effect right across the board. Services include if a man is driving to Kingston to do his business, whatever business he's doing for his own business, and he has to pay a higher toll, he's going to charge his customers a higher price for his services, right? Now, when it comes to goods and services, goods, trucks that transport things like gas, propane gas, sugar, cement, steel, plywood, everything will go up. That means the patty that you eat for lunch is going to go up, the cocoa bread is going to go up, your
Yes,
bread is going to go up.
exactly, Sister Spinks.
Even if a plumber has to travel to Kingston to buy stuff to do a project, it's going to charge you more money because he has to pay a higher toll.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore the services are going to go up. No, if you're earning this minimum wage, can you pay extra for these services? Can you pay extra for these goods? This idiot man come out now and talking about a minimum wage will be raised next year. Where is he going to get the money from?
Exactly.
Because he has to fill this 1.4 billion pothole. And remember, he has not paid many of the civil servants, including the pharmacy interns who turn up for work and were told to go home.
Oh, yes.
He, he has not paid some of the nurses, he has not paid some of the teachers, he has not paid overtime for the police. He still owes them. So these civil servants are suffering. So all the people who collected those money from the money on election day for vote, and as Uncle Byron call them, Judases, all of them, whether you're PNP or GLP who collected money for vote, you're a Judah to Jamaica. You see now, I understand what most of you read the Bible, but you don't understand how to apply what happened then to now. Because nothing is new. When Moses was leading the people out of bondage, and when they were hungry, they started to grumble and complain. Started to grumble and complain, and we understand now why God killed out some of them. You understand, you know? Now understand, because as Uncle Byron just said, Mark Golding cannot be blamed for the traitors of this country, for the Judases of this country. Cannot be blamed. And when you think on these things, it burned my stomach to know that Jamaicans will really sell out themselves for whatever money, whether it be 170, 50, whatever amount of money. No, when you see the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce come out and say that the $32,000 is not practical, they know the numbers. These are business people and they know the numbers. And they're not hiding like Omar. See, Omar Azan was the only brave soul that came out from the PSOJ and spoke about the hardship we're going to face months. And everything that they say came through because Andrew is lying to the nation.
All right.
He's lying to us. And I yield the floor.
All right. Thank you for that, Spinks. All right. Wonderful punch there. Right now, let us talk about some serious situation with Andrew Honest. And we are going to show the world, you understand, that Andrew Honest, right, is, trust me, a vicious liar. Vicious liar. Now, let me play the clip, and I want people to listen to Andrew Honest. And tonight we are going to roll out the evidence on Andrew Honest and shame him, disgrace him. Now, well, he cannot be disgraced because he don't really have no shame. Let me tell you what. You understand? Shameless. Now, listen to this clip with Andrew Honest. Met Boss Media. Listen to this clip. Listen to this clip, people, with Andrew Honest. I am going to show Jamaica something. And show Jamaica the evidence to show you how Andrew Honest current bare face and lie. Right? Look at this. No, that is not it.
That's Mets Boss Media.
Okay, yeah, all right.
The opposition is a liar and cannot be trusted. I lost money in Cash Plus and Olent. However, the PNP accepted and received.
You hear what Andrew Honest said, crowd of people? Claiming that Mark Golding is a liar. He did not make any money out of Cash Plus. Him lost money in a Cash Plus. Me never expose Andrew to the world tonight. Start to over and make Jamaica listen to what Andrew Honest said. That was my embarrassing tonight.
$1 million from Olent. He has no credibility to talk about Ponzi scheme. They benefited from the Ponzi scheme to fund their election campaign.
What a wicked man.
He questions my wife's integrity about development. My wife and my family are hardworking Jamaicans. We started off with the taxes like many other Jamaicans, and I have worked hard. He has sought to weaponize that. But the people who receive me when I go into the country, they say, Andrew, don't worry. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. The leader of the opposition speaks about integrity and trust. He was an advisor to a former minister of finance that put in place a policy of high interest rate, for which he acted as a broker for the government to invest loans and bonds for which he received a commission of high interest rate, to the point where one of his members described this as the greatest transfer.
Take him out.
All these evidence, just dash them up.
No, exactly. If Andrew Honest, if you have all of them evidence here,
Go to Prime Minister, dash them out.
for show you how, hey, look here. If you have all of them evidence here, like I'm going to run out by you tonight and show the Jamaican people say you personally benefit from Cash Plus, Olent, and SSM. You said you have lost money in the Ponzi scheme. We are going to show the evidence where you mention that you have collected interest in cash plus. And this is the thing with you, dangerous and loud. You have no shame. You have no shame. And anyone in a society want to defend you, they are like you. And that's why I told my friend who sent me the 2 finger when you won. Both you and him, they walking in the same boat. Corrupted alike. Why ugly people always give so much trouble? I'm ugly, you know. I hope you might listen to me. Why ugly people always give trouble? And I'm glad. You understand? I'm going to stop and keep ugly friend. Now, let me show you Andrew Wallace. Document number 1. Now bust your balls today. To show you how you lie corrupted. You think you can trick anybody again? And that's why you thief the election. I mean, I blame my people that because you thief the general election. And EOJ back you with that. But I want, you know, again, some of them investigators and corrupt. You understand? But if it's a true democracy, these investigators would start to investigate, right? Glasspool Brown account, investigating wife account, and looking for any bulk of money. You understand? Move into that account. You understand? You stole the election, Glasspool Brown. You understand? And what? Andrew Wallace promised you to give you an award. What can I go for? Sell out the country for what? Anybody who want to listen to talk about this this general election was an integrity. Pure shit coming out of their mouth. 100 equal coming out of their mouth. Let us get into that. Now, the thing won't catch you. Here it is. Straight from the horse's mouth. Straight from the horse's mouth. Right? Remember, you know, this comes from out of your journal, you know, Andrew. Investment in cash plus. Mr. Wallace indicated that he commenced placing deposit in alternative investment in cash plus in early 2005. Here are your line now. He could not recall the amount of the original investment, but he invested $2 million in May 2006, which was encashed from a first global bank certificate of deposit. At June 30, 2006, the balance in cash plus account was $4,642,000, which Mr. Owens said meant that approximately 2.2 million was in the account to the 2 million deposit. According to Mr. Owens, the initial and subsequent deposit were derived from funds recovered from the proceeds of assets sold in his dissolved business, of which we have already noted he stated was to support constituency activities. No go say no people, which was rejected because no go so. He noted that he made his first investment in cash plus in 2005 and continued holding this account until 2007. This investment has never been previously disclosed. The lie, it affects declaration year 2005 and 2006 and was encashed in 2007 because they lied to the Integrity Commission investigator. Come on, we are back here. According to Mr. Owens, he opened his account in January 2005 with an additional sum of $400,000 and was never previously declared. First Global Financial Service certificate deposit in the financial journal submitted by Mr. Owens, he disclosed that he also invests $3 million in a certificate of deposit at 12.5% interest, which he subsequently allowed to roll over. Mr. Owens explained that these funds were proceeds recovered from the sale of assets in his dissolved business, of which we have already noted he stated to support constituency activities, which was rejected. In 2006, $2 million was withdrawn from his account and placed in cash plus, as noted. This investment was not previously declared and again affects declaration years 2005, 2006. Let us go to document number 2. We go busting bubbles. So you know when Mystic saying go busting bubbles, you know some Mystic go busting bubbles. But don't know some Mystic go busting bubbles. Watch out, you want to see me a dolly around him. You understand me? Show? Put the ball through 2 legs and salad him. You know, look how me I go salad him people. Dirty liar. You think he can't trick nobody? You what now? Mr. Wallace explained that he commenced investment in Poland in mid-2005, totaling $36,000 US, $109.75. Right? Jamaican 2,316,000. Right? Derived from the proceeds of loan collections from Omega Bridge Financing. The sale of assets from Sunshine Mobile Company Limited, them company are not really existing. Line. And interest withdrawn from Cash Plus. See the paper? And interest withdrawn from Cash Plus. Now, do you understand never benefit people? See, let me tell you, never tell them. You understand? Rev over the football and just ball at them. See me ball at them, yeah? See me ball at them, yeah? Melting pot. You see the ball? Melting pot. Melting pot, now hear me? What are pins? Nobody now hear me? Oh, we got to get ball at it. Get ball at it.
You make,
What are they?
but we're not hearing your pinks.
So you bring get ball at it, standing ready, ball gun, 2 legs, get ball at it. Company debate. And tell people, say my goal and I tell lie. You understand? Him lose money in a Cash Plus. What's the interest? No interest that. Eh? You see how the man lied to Jamaican people. Eh? What is what we are doing with him tonight? But wicked and lie, all lot of corruption. And at this money. At this money. You understand? This bill. That's why I'm for TV election. That's why I'm for TV election. See the evidence there? He collect interest people. Interest. And come the run out at a lie. A criminal. Right? Take that document away and go and show the people themselves. Yes. We don't play around here, sir. And bring the next document, document number 3 for sure. Or awesomely benefit. You think we're ramping them? You think we're ramping them around us? Wicked and lie. Now I'm going to show people. You understand? Or awesomely benefit. Now see it here. I'm going to go down at 2005. As a matter of fact. You know watch out. When it started out, this is when the Integrity Commission, they investigated. Look how money climb. Look how account climb, people. No look. And this is where I'm saying no benefit from Cash Plus and hold it. Don't criminal. 1998, 250,000. You understand him start with? 1998, 293,000. You understand? We shot in drought some money. By 1999, the money started to go leave from 293,000. Him started thieving. So he started thieving, yeah? $964,745. In 2000, 978,000. Watch out. By 2001, see that 2,375,000. 2002, he spent a little money. 2003, he spent a little bit more money. But watch out now, 2004, watch out now, people. 10 million from 1 million, you know. Oh, no, look, put it in the paper. 2003, Andrew Wallace account left from $1.5 million to $10.6 million in the paper. See that? Don't tell no lie upon him. The Prime Minister, the corruption, 2013, by 2013, by 2005, sorry, he has to down to 13 million. From 10 million from 2004 to 13 million. When you look at now, how I'm saying the benefit. See them at 2005 in giant cash plus now. And here the Prime Minister up on the podium. I said the benefit from cash plus your dirty corruption. In 2006, how much money you have? So? No $35 million. From 13 million. From 13 million on Jones to $35 million. You understand? Living for the back of Jamaican people or robbing investors. That's what you do. In 2007, from 35 million to $47 million. Oh, you say you no benefit? Eh? Oh, you say you no benefit? Show me where you lose. In 2007, from 47 million, 10 more million gone on money. 57 million, 2000. See the people, see the evidence here. In 2008, from 57 million between 2007 to 2008, Andrew Wallace gone $81 million. And this is the man who put him back. This is the man who take the election because we don't put him in back. That's why you take the damn general election. 2009, $87 million. 2010, $89 million. Show where you lose. 2011, $89 million. 2011, $89 million. 2012, $101 million. 2012, you know. Gold put in money in SSL. This is the SSL now era. What do you say you no benefit? All dirty liar and all dirty wicked. All that me say, calm at around the corner for you and Jonas. 2013, and the friend was showing me the two finger. More you look on this. You understand? Because you're corrupted too, you know. You me attack. You my friend, you know. You understand? You're all dirty corruption too. 2013, $117 million. 2014, 127. I know the thing, people, my friend secret. My friend run taxi too, you know. My friend run taxi too. So they know me, they ask you who said the two finger come give me. Did you get rich out of the taxi and you run taxi from up here till fill up? So how you make Andrew honest? You understand? Run the taxi business and get richer than you. Oh, you want to get rich out of taxi and you run taxi? My friend, what's it with the two finger? Oh, you want to get rich out of the two taxi and you run taxi from what you are till fill up, you know? Oh, you every day you suffer for make a dollar. Every day you suffer for make a dollar. Hey, my friend. Sorry for you, you know. Inflation are going to out to throat wall. 2014, $127 million. 2015, $125 million. 2016, $125 million. 2016 again, $136 million. 2017, $144 million. 2018, $147 million. 2019, $163 million. And people, by 2023, the Prime Minister have $470 million. How make it make sense? Take that away. By 2023, the Prime Minister have over $470 million. How make it make sense? Wicked and corrupted, wicked and vicious melting pot. Take it away, melting pot.
Yes, my brother. First, I want to address Andrew Wallace on this. You know, FinSac thing where them try to use as a narrative to paint a bad picture for the People's National Party. After the man them constitute them Ponzi scheme, you know. Him want to say People's National Party benefit from the Ponzi scheme. Lie again, Andrew. Lie again. Because I'm going to tell the people them once again. I tell them already, you know. But for your sake and your lying lips where you have, I'm going to tell the listeners to them ears once again what took place. We all know, yeah, that the Ponzi scheme was orchestrated to rob Jamaican investors out of them investment money. You, Andrew Holness, you benefit immensely. You understand? And, you know, the bank account we show. I will just put up the graphic, you know. But here what happen now? You know, just going to benefit from the Ponzi scheme as it relates to where you get out tight, you know. When the people them find themselves, the investors them with them back up against the wall, you know. Based on the high inflation rate that the government had to implement to slow down the borrowing at the time, because people were borrowing money to balance them life, to save them roof over them head. But you know what you do, Andrew? You advise them on to go and buy off the property from the stricken investors we want to rob. We want to clean them out by taking them property off of them for little or nothing. You have one now where you buy for little or nothing, you know, 7 million, and it value nearly 100 million right now. You need to tell the people about that. Mark Golding as a banker at the time was a legal banker. When thing registered him pay him corporate tax. Yeah, there in Bunting and Golding. No matter what them want to do, there was more other investment bank in the country who also benefit, but you're not speaking about them. Because Mark Golding at the time did have film thing going, and Mark Golding, your center, your corruption around. It can't be centered around Mark Golding. You and your hierarchies, them created the Ponzi scheme, several of them, and you always come out on the winning side. But you want to know something more significant when you talk about the PMP get money from it to run them election. Lie this again. A guy named David Smith going to 500 million US. And that if you come talk about, him said that personally, you know.
Yeah, 5
the
million.
donor said that person.
5 million US.
5 million US.
Yes.
Yeah, 5 million US. The donor David Smith said that, clearly outlined that. So don't come tell Jamaican people nothing because you feel like, so well then, to the age of the voter, them will run around your car, your young people government. Most of them are born at that time, so they're not privy to the information and what took place. But we are teach them, because around here, so it's an educational institution where we teach people how corruption orchestrated and formulated and run in a Jamaica and which party run it. So we have to teach them everything. You understand? So when you come out now and I state them allegation there, just get a mirror and look for yourself. Get a mirror and look for yourself. It's not one Ponzi scheme, it's not two Ponzi scheme. Exactly. It's several Ponzi scheme you run at Jamaica, the last one at SSL. You understand? And you benefit immensely from that. Because you make sure take away all the whole lady 60 million, you know. You and your friend them, you know. And so you operate in our place. So we know when you come attack, you just try to, you know, put on a stiff face because you're a pugnacious liar. You know, if you lie to the society. You know, if you can your people. Yes, man. You understand? This guy operates in a way where he is a serial liar. You understand? So Andrew Holness now, hear what we are saying to you now. You need to tell everybody about your 473 million, where the genesis of that all started. You understand? Yes. You need to talk about the whole heap of corruption where you do as a prime minister. The high level of nepotism and cronyism where you're involved in. Yeah? You talk about people malicious your wife because you're a real estate investor. When you come in politics as real estate investor, me know the government portfolio work where you do, you know. Yeah, you did preside over land and housing at one time, you know, and you know about the land them, and you thief them from the citizens of Jamaica. All of our land you have, where you and your wife are carry out development plan, and some of your friends them have the whole of thief the land. Charles thief land, JC Hutchinson thief land, you thief land. Bush right now him thief apartment from the people and when them come for them planning permission. If you not give him 2 apartments, you can't get the planning permission. I saw him run the country and the mafia is him.
Yeah, the PNP don't know that protocol there. They have never studied that protocol because the PNP are bright, eloquent, civil-minded society group. Uno no education, that's why uno thief. Because uno have no regard for education. And when you youth, if you grow up in a society and have the education to go and get a proper job, you will thief. And that is what the Jamaica Labour Party preside over. Can the electorate get them vote and then go and go thief and not do nothing for the country more than rob the country? That's why you're in the shit pit right now. Uno sell drugs, uno do all type of thing. That's why US are look for with keen interest. You in a situation right now where I don't know where you think. If I were you, I would resign and try to do a plea bargain with America, but that still couldn't help you. Here, because they were going to haul you out of the Prime Minister office or out of Parliament. They're going to shame you like dog right across the world. You're going to get handcuffed in the public eyes. Everybody are going to see when they handcuff and go upon you. Because you know what I'm to you? You're too light and you're vicious. Yeah? And you're a guy who have devious intention in your head. And you always use it for the people in Jamaica. You forgot the egg. You forgot the egg.
All right, let us. Wonderful punch. When you find melting pot so hot, you have to have Sister Spinks to cool him down in a man. Come in, Sister Spinks, and cool down the vibration for melting pot. Lady Spinks. All right.
Melting pot drinking his tea, man. Too hot over there. Well, you know, on Monday, yesterday, there was some taxi men protesting in St. James, South St. James, in Cambridge. And while they were protesting about the bad roads in Cambridge. And one of the complaints I came across was them complaining about how much money they had to spend for parts and replacing parts because of the bad road condition in the area. I would like Andrew Holness, since you had a taxi company that was the most successful taxi company in Jamaica, to come and teach our taximen how to make money out of two taxis.
Oh yes, exactly.
Just like how Damian Crawford is a mathematician and he took time out of his life to teach people maths, come and teach us the business formula. Because every taximan needs to become a millionaire just like you out of two taxis. No, we all know by now, FinSac was the solution to the financial meltdown. What happened, right? No, that meltdown was the largest property grab that happened in Jamaica. Largest property grab. And this is what colonial thinking people do. They want what you have. They will do anything to take what you have. And we all see the mindset of the GLP. It has always been of a colonial mindset, right? No, when you think of Anjones complaining all the time about using FinSac and using FinSac as a crutch and blaming us, the PNP, I would suggest to Andrew right now, just do one thing. End the argument, just end the story of the FinSac, just release the FinSac report and the Crow report and stop using as a crutch against us. Because we who know better. Alright? Just release the FinSac report. So much money was spent for it. Just release it. And I yield the floor, Uncle Byron.
All right, blessing. And as what Sister Spinks, and we all agree with Sister Spinks, right? The time you're on the podium, different platforms and speaking about telling the lies and spewing the venom, Don't you want to embarrass the People's National Party? Right? Release the report. Release the report, because if you release the report, you pump. Because they want to see all of your involvement in the report. And that is one of the reasons why they want it. Because you play several parts in that report. Just like the crowd report, you don't want to release the crowd report. And that's why they fight so hard to go back into power, to steal. That's why they steal the election. Because you know, say, if the People's National Party, right, goes into power, the crowd report was going to release. And journalists, you'd have seen your active parts playing out. But we say, Andrew, karma they round the corner.
Imagine we the Jamaican people pay for
right?
We can't get with food.
Now let me show you something. I'm going to read something as it relates to the democratic erosion of our society as a result of anti-oneness, a kleptocratic government, a rogue government. This is not a government that deals with principles, balance, and transparency. They are criminals. Not hesitating to say that. They are criminals. Now look at this. Let us get into that. Now just reading a letter from my friend here. Jamaica Democratic erosion. Why Peter Espew warning about JP's third term. JP's third term should alarm every Jamaican. You know what the man said? People, look and listen. Jamaica democratic erosion. Question. Why Peter Espew warning about JLP's third term should alarm every Jamaican, which is true. But I'm going to say something to Mr. Espew when I finish. Montego Bay, Jamaica, August 23, 2024. 25. When sociologist Peter Espew penned his blistering analysis in Thursday's Gleaner, he delivered more than political commentary. He issued a democratic emergency alert. You know, hear that, Jamaica people? Want to hear that? You know? His premise was deceptively simple. The Jamaica Labour Party hasn't released their 2025 manifesto because their record over the last decade clearly indicates the direction they are going. Now, I want to listen to people. What SPU then laid bare was a chilling inventory of democratic erosion that should make every Jamaican reach for their constitution and demand answers. Now, look. 10 days after announcing the September 3rd election date, the JLP still had no manifesto, a silence that SPU interpreted not as oversight, but as arrogance. They believe their actions speak loudly enough. Unfortunately for Jamaican democracy, is right. Now, the concentration of power, a constitutional coup in plain sight. Want to hear that, people? A constitutional coup in plain sight. SPU most alarming revelation centers on the JLP's proposed constitutional changes that would fundamentally alter Jamaica's balance of power under the Constitution Amendment Republic Act 2024. The Prime Minister ultimately shall determine who shall become the President of Jamaica without needing to consult anyone. Want to hear that, Jamaica people? This isn't merely about ceremonial roles. It's about mathematical control of democratic institutions. Here is the arithmetic of authoritarianism. The proposed republic would have 27 senators, 15 nominated by the Prime Minister, 9 by the opposition leader, and 3 by the President. Since the President would be the Prime Minister choice, those 3 presidential nominees would reliably vote with the government's 15, creating an automatic 18 vote block. In a 27-member Senate, that's a permanent 2/3 majority. The exact threshold needed to amend Jamaica's entrenched constitutional provisions. This new arrangement effectively neuters the opposition and concentrate power in the hands of the Prime Minister, Dispute warns. The opposition would be reduced to theoretical irrelevance. Their 9 votes forever insufficient to block constitutional changes. Democracy requires more than elections. It demands meaningful opposition participation. The GLP's proposed system would eliminate that requirement forever. This mechanism mirrors techniques used by elected authoritarian worldwide capture institutions legally, then use those captured institutions to entrench power permanently. It's not a coup, it's a constitutional strangulation. When you hear that? Dismantling democratic safeguards, the systemic erosion. Dispute inventory reads like a textbook case of institutional capture. The GLP has already neutered the political ombudsman and plans to continue this happy provision. They are committed to absolute secrecy with respect to all filings before the Integrity Commission, including absolute secrecy about who gets government contracts. Now, listening to people. More troubling still, a re-elected GLP government will take steps to abolish the offenses of unexplained wealth and illicit enrichment. A re-elected GLP government will take steps to abolish the offenses of unexplained wealth and illicit enrichment laws designed to catch public officials whose assets mysteriously exceeded their declared income. They also plan to reduce the powers of the Integrity Commission to investigate the financial affairs of family members and business associates of politicians. We show you that this government is a rogue government, sets of criminals. Consider the implications: no transparency in government contracts, no accountability for political donations, no investigation of unexplained wealth, and weak oversight of the politicians' financial networks. This isn't governance, it's systematical, eliminating every mechanism that could expose corruption or abuse of power. People who have an ear, let them hear. The GLP insists that any considerations of transparency and accountability must come second to right of politicians to privacy in their financial affairs. In what functioning democracy do politicians enjoy privacy rights superior to citizens' rights to accountable government? It is we who employ them. They are our employee. Take me to the panel. Now, I'm glad how you spoke out, Mr. FPU. Let Jamaica know how, why Mark Golden is the greatest, why Mark Golden is excellent, why we are not to find no fault with Mark Golden or the People's National Party, because what I have just read to you, Mark Golden just changed that. Mark Golden take away the 2/3 majority. Jamaica, when I show you that document, Mark Jefferson Golden, stop it. Hallelujah. Almighty God. That was the GLP plan. And today they are confused because the 14 members to 28, they are not happy going in parliament, people. They are not happy going into parliament. They are bruised, they are battered, they are weak. Mark Golden is like a thorn that rose up. and slew the beast. Andrew Holness, you have stolen the election, but you have weakened to your lowest form. So all those, right, who speaking negative, Mark Golden had saved Jamaica from a political crucifixion that the Jamaica Labour Party was planning. Mark Jefferson Golden, I personally, sir, lift my hat to you. Me not have no hat, but me still a lift it. I want to say big thanks from my hearts of heart, Mark Golden. You're a white man, but you're black inside. Your heart defend us because you love us genuinely. Thank you, sir. Thank you to see them Jamaica. And we tell you, Mark Golden, because I am delivering the message that some of them who we are fighting for, we fight for them with the left hand, but you have to use the right hand to ease them off. Because they are not mentally liberated. And so the task that we have at hand, one thing I'm asking you, Mark Golden, one thing I'm asking you, continue to hold on to us and believe in us and be the leader. Take us through perilous times. Because again, sir, you have served us well. And we thank you on behalf of my Jamaican people with love from our heart, Mark Golden. Please never, ever feel disappointed. You have done your best. And your best is more than good enough. Jamaica need to understand what you have saved us from. Just like in the days when you have taken the money out of your personal pocket and sent to the students in Ukraine and said, come home, my children, come home, my children. Andrew Holness said they need to take out loans. He's black. Mark Golden, he's black. But inside of Andrew Holness, every signs and DNA and chromosome is chronic capitalist. And we have victory of that tonight. That was your plan. That was your plan. To install yourself as a dictator. But September 3 brought victory for us. ISAT BUCHANAN, crush it from the east. Deliver a vital blow to the vast empire. And Michael and Mark Jefferson Golden stood in the middle and down the ship in the pathway to deliver his people. Mark Jefferson Golden, you are our Black Moses. And I seal that template upon your heart tonight. Black Moses, Mark Jefferson Golden. And Pharaoh, Andrew Holness, enjoy your time because your time drawing nigh. I yield the floor. Melting pot. Kick it.
Yeah, man.
So we don't play
Make
cricket.
I take up where you left off right now, because you touch a real point, you know.
where you say ISAT break the vase ground. Yeah? Language is welcome to all patriotic Jamaican because that dynasty was getting out of hand. But I must also big up Rosemary Shaw to get rid of the Charles out of St. Thomas once and for all. I want to ask Andrew Wallace one little simple question. Andrew, you think you as a graduate from St. Catherine High, no disrespect to St. Catherine High, but we know St. Catherine High can't measure up to a champion college graduate. Or you become feel like you can trick Mark Walling into giving you his support in changing Jamaica into a Republican state, where you have your ceremonial president, where you and him in a bed together, I share one pillow, yeah, and him come give you everything what you want, to destroy Jamaica. Marky G wouldn't fall for that. Marky G a brighter student than you know. Because Marky G upstanding in him cranium. I be a shit full up your one and corruption. Yeah, you can't come around Marky G with them hanky panky, brother and Nancy style of tactics there. It no work with Marky G. You understand? So Marky G do stand firm. Marky G stand firm against corruption and corruption leaders. And Marky G will never embrace no plan where you have. I hear you this afternoon, earlier on, at your Gangala finale. Cause that me call it, you know. Yeah, I talk about you would like Mark to work hand in hand with you to deliver a republic. Man, move and go one side. Go brush your teeth. Your mouth stink, Marky G. Now one year nothing to come out of your mouth because it's be a corruption. You think Marky G could have ever sell out him people them to you, Mr. Corruption? The man who carry out a coup to defeat democratic system in our country. It's a coup you carry out on the democracy in our country, you know, and steal the election. Let me tell you where I'm going. You understand? Because you feel like so we know dissect the whole process of your plan. You use a guy named Tadpole Green, yeah, where him responsible to run the EOJ office. So everything under film portfolio and film control. I'm going to ask the garbage, how did the ink get outside? How did the ink reach outside into unscrupulous hands?
Seems okay. Solid question.
So yes. So me want to ask the powers that be, if we don't know about the 1944 People's Act and what it represents, the true value of it. This guy, instead of him get award, him should have resigned and get charged, arrested and get charged. This guy has corrupt a very sensitive institution in Jamaica. And right now, Jamaican people are up here dearly who let Tadpole Green carry out and orchestrate him Andrew Holness, Bushrat and the whole of them hierarchies there, Tough Tongue, the whole of them. Jamaica are going to pay dearly. And this is why, as a result of this election, IMF already telling Jamaica that they must allow the dial to slide to 200 to 1. Because IMF knows that this guy is not fiscally disciplined. IMF would never have said that to Portia Simpson administration at the time, you know. They were applauding the system that Portia system had in place. And were even trying to sell the formula to other third world countries who found themselves in a similar position like Jamaica at the time. Just like how Michael Manley had a philosophy that the Singaporean them came and took and use it now to have one of the strongest economy in the world. You understand? So we know that the People's National Party has always put forward bright Jamaican to rule in certain capacity and to administrate the country welfare. Not like the garbage Labour Party, who always go and find themselves and arm themselves with criminal elements. You understand? So Mark Wallen could never let a little guy from St. Catherine High come use him, brother Nancy brain and trick him. And all these people from civil society group like the church, who did come out and back that policy going forward, where Andrew Wallace want to use to change up the constitution, you should be ashamed of yourself. I see them draft a criminal bishop, Errol Blair. We know that a criminal. That preach with gun in him waist. You understand? That preach with gun in him waist and carry out a whole heap of atrocity. That run as a Labour MP back in the days. In them carry a piece of shit bishop to come preside and talk about him and deliver prayer. You can't use garbage and corruption to deliver God's word. You understand? I'm going to tell you what them do. You see the whole fiasco, it was such a shamble. Yeah, it was such a shamble. And when I tell you, say, it get me in a mood where I feel like I want to get rude, but I have to control myself. Yeah, the gospel was turned upside down and the song of praise inside out. And them people, them have around them, they come turn the gospel upside down. You cannot preach for swearing a criminal, a known criminal. You can't use God's song of praise to serenade a criminal and his wife. We're not sure what we're doing in Jamaica. We're going to turn the gospel upside down and the song of praise is inside out. For them two nasty criminals, let me see. Look upon Juliet, she look out of place. You can imagine your husband, yeah, if him reputable, being given another term to run a country as a chief civil servant, but you can't look vibrant in your face. Her face look droopy like Shema Maka.
Even the kids.
Droopy like Shema Maka. Anybody could have seen it. She had go in all her handbag. She had all her rock her head like she had them look get a girl when it come to the music when the youth them come up there perform. She don't even know for humble herself because she has skettle. Me can't tell anybody say Juliet Paul is a skettle. They wanna see her about crutches over man, nose man, cock up and bike fender man. A shit that. And she and her husband are the two biggest criminals in a CARICOM. That's why every CARICOM heads of state shun them event. Them hungry people from Dominica, Cayman Islands, and Turks and Caicos. But with Caribbean Island, they never, I'm telling us, they not come there either. Because Caribbeans, the CARICOM stronger than me and Mantley. You understand? You think she has sent a representative or the other people them come there? You mad? To come do what? To come rub up themselves and corrupted element? To come endorse corruption in the region? You must be sick. Andrew couldn't, hey, let me tell you something. Andrew look like a piece of shit in a poor piece this afternoon. You could have seen it all over him. All over him you could have seen it. You understand? When the garbage stepped to the podium, yeah, his face was down. That's not the Andrew Wallace I know as the young people government back in the days. And him try to sieve him way through this the speech when pay for them right. That's why I mean like listen to man where talk off a paper, you have to come out of your head cup. Then we will know sir that you have in store for the people. We don't pay this millions of dollars for write them speech there to no friend. Some lavish word when I apply to Andrew like integrity, good governance. I hear them word coming from him. I was taken aback. I wonder what this guy really has said. This guy talk to the entire world, and him not even realize, and him don't know, so they, and him be sure no him know, so the entire world know I'm a criminal. Yeah? But him a go through and not carry on at him with a fair election. The entire world knows Andrew robbed the election. And we tell them how it go. Yeah, and this guy, Tadpole Green, where we see Andrew and him cook up them Redering and Saltfish, because you know so that the party them run over. And that I feel them education no Saltfish. A Redering and Saltfish them cook up, man. Yeah, in a Andrew office. Them having lunch together. With this guy knows underneath Andrew arm and them crutches. You understand? A guy will go preside over one local government election and one general. But him get a award before the general. And Fisher who do great thing. Remember, you know, a Fisher changed the seat them to 63, you know. Put the uneven number in there, you know, so we don't have a tie, you know. That man don't get no award for that, you know. A guy where them take from Mobile, maybe out a Chang gang, and carry him come fast track him in this. Yeah, I move him up to director. He was assistant director, and I know time they move him to director for EOJ. Yeah, I get award. What this guy do? So you see, Andrew award people for corruption, plain and obvious. This guy now no track record for getting an award. Yeah, and him currently being employed in a very sensitive office that decide the future of the country. But the garbage prime minister awarding, then it's a plain and obvious what them do. They carry out a coup and democracy.
Quid pro quo.
All right. You do something for me, I do back something for you.
Yeah.
But this guy no do not for Jamaica, none of them. They are criminals. And I like how CARICOM leaders shun the nastiness. Shun him! My garbage! You think CARICOM are wrap up with garbage no more?
Yeah, man. Shun the very appearance of evil.
Of course, them shun him. But we know Cayman Island did our back him because them have a little church organization down there, you know. And the nasty church people in Jamaica will preside over corruption, you know. Yeah, them have them network down there so too. I remember nasty thinking dirty Fitzbailey, they are Turks and Caicos. You understand? Remember down them there, you know, I do commissioner job, you know. But we want him back in our place to call him a criminal. You understand? I run left the country. Because you can't be in line, yeah, as the assistant commissioner. And when Google Gaga leave, you run gone and make a little nastiness like Google too. Yeah? Come take your seat. You know, sister, them I run from a lot of things in Jamaica. Nigel run where you know. Dunstan, Brian run where and several more, you know. Because them know what's coming. And just sit down and put on this brave face. And I go on like him is deserving of 3 terms are the people I'm in favor of him. And the people back turn upon you. And you know that. Because me I will just use a number for the day. The People's National Party get 97,000 more additional new voters from what them getting at 2020. Young could have amassed 5,000. That is a 19% to 1. That is 19% to 1, and under no circumstance you cannot defeat those figures. Those are figures that show you where the mood of the people was on the day. But when you use voter suppression, vote buying, all type of mechanism, remember when you shut down all internet power outage, when you do everything now on the disposal, and remember your seat on the investigation right now, and it's up for a rerun. Here, so when you are swearing, and I go on with your most antics and a style marketing and some diplomatic way like you know think I'm melting pot listening you. Remember no so you can't style the man of integrity. That is the integrity boss. You don't have none. You're garbage. Your son them look like something out of this world. Them never even look like them fit the so. Cause them shame. Your son them were ashamed of even your mother was long already. Show me the left put on a brave face. Many of your Iraqis them know say, boy, this don't look good enough. We should even there so you know, but somehow we find ourselves there so.
Exactly.
And you look at nasty supporters them, your green army, your morass them, where you can't come there where you make some nights and all a ring bell. Whenever you bell ring a spirit in ceremony, we no shit house, you know. We no soon have nothing about, you know. We not go with the nasty bell about. Keep with the nasty bell to yourself, man. We no rob something and yet still not celebrate. No sound of garbage now, head, man. It's only a matter of time, you know. Cause right now, I'm glad how Uncle Sam now will draw closer to you, know. Yeah. I want to see if you can use Trek 5 to take you out of prison when Uncle Sam come for you. To stop for them process. You shall go and see Dodos again. You ever hear the song where say we shall meet again by and by? You shall go and see Dodos again. You shall meet him in real life too. You see all boom vast over so, where man and friend them a plan to carry out what you call now destruction of property, what we call terrorism, to dynamite up place with the people life, which is water. Oh no, wait, man. Remember, say you go to Mexico for 140,000 US, you know. Remember, you do a lot of things, you know. You have a visa with a waiver, a special waiver, you know. That alone constitute you already for the United States custody. Allow them lawyer for a period of time, you know, shit bars. When about the place, you see all nasty James Roberts. Remember I'm linked to them hard, you know. Drugs kingpin, you know. Them know about that, the nastiness stuff at St. Thomas. Remember, a live interview tell we from public platforms say this guy have over 30 murder upon him hand, but yet still St. Thomas people still retain him. The piece of shit will make them product glut and then come around, come bite off and them flick like nothing. St. Thomas people are done so, no done so. Eh? Oh, now have known murderer around, you know. Eh? We mash up on a place. We rob on a fabric. Yeah, which is an agriculture base. Him rob it from you know. You can't even survive through agriculture means. Cause this guy makes sure no to manipulate the things so now to give him things to look like nothing. And then him sell it back for wagga money. Cause I'm a criminal. Remember I'm use drugs, you know. Remember I'm smart. Him father have to give a land to settle him drugs deal. We don't use smart around here, we use smarter people. I be a smarter in the Labour Party. They are smarters. And we have to clean them out, you know. We cannot trust them with the public funds no more. These people have been mashing up the country for too long. And today, the first time I ever felt like I'm not a Jamaican. When I look and see civil society group come out in their numbers to support a criminal and his wife, I said, my God, look at what democracy has come to. Democracy has fallen at the hands of a corruption leader, fallen at the hands of a corruption man in charge of the EOJ office. This guy, Gladstone Brown, yeah, aka Tadpole Green, he needs to be arrested. He needs to leave the office of the EOJ as soon as ASAP and get arrested and charged for the breach of the 1944 People's Act. And all these people that you saw selling and buying vote, they should fall foul of the last year. Get arrested and charged. And I mean, don't charge them not 5,000, you know, for the money big now. You have to charge them 500,000. Yeah? And Panther Pie to give them 6 months hard labor in a prison. Panther for the 500,000. You have to send a strong message. That's the only way we can clean up corruption in the country. If we continue to embrace these nastiness, we'll never get anywhere. We'll always be in the trench of corruption. And we have to isolate that method where you see this nasty government introduce. This method of scamming. This method where voters don't see fit if they're not getting the money, they're not casting their vote. Which country run like this? That's why I'm telling the diaspora, eat them hungry. Not for them in December. And going forward, You have to make them stay under Andrew Wallace cycle until this bandage release off of Jamaica. Then we can't think otherwise. If we send in the money, Andrew will work, Andrew will steal the money. That's what he's been doing. You can imagine a country get nearly $4 billion US from the diaspora every year. But you don't see nothing way to do. When a guy come tell you about him have the strongest economy since independence, you know, this guy take up a lunatic. This guy insult to intelligence. A country that is under recession can never have the strongest economy. What has Andrew brought to the country to boost economy? He's talking about how many hundreds of thousands of job creation. Andrew a liar. Andrew tell lie upon him employment. Andrew not no census, him can't know nothing about employment or unemployment. Andrew just a trickster, a conster. Yeah? Andrew is a bandulist operator. And as soon as we get this piece of shit out of our place, the country now have a move. Me I go continue to feel the way I feel. Because me hurt for no say a guy will come see the thing set, come and destroy it like this, for him one purpose. Him and them cronies them wealthy out of a country were indebted to the outside world. A third world country we have super billionaire. Super billionaire, but him don't own a proper manufacturing company. Him have shell company. Him have 2 taxis at the same Genesis come from. I want to the guy, man. This guy need to get arrested, Andrew Wallace. You must be charged. And since the process of election cannot remove you, U.S. government will move you. And you must move, you know. Because I warn you, you know. I tell you, so when you not plan, God will wipe out on a plan, you know. We no plan for rob the election. We save yourself. But you know, see what I'm doing right away. A new day is dawning. US is calling. Calling Andrew Wallace. Time to come home. I yield back the floor.
All right, sister, Lady Merton, Pinks, right? Close us out for tonight. So take your time, right, and close us out tonight, my lady Pinks. Go ahead.
Yes, Uncle Byron, it won't be long. You know what I have to say. You said that we must shun the very appearance of evil.
Yes.
And Melting Pot said, pastors should not pray over evil people. But
Exactly.
we all know that there are many people who pretend to be pastors. And even the Bible tells us that there are not a hypocrites out there
Oh,
when
yeah.
it comes to the word of God. And we have to use our own discernment, common sense, and intelligence to figure them out. Because there are many people out there who claim to be pastors are leading people astray. And any pastor who pray over Andrew should know that his prayer is wasted.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that pastor must realize by now he is not near God, but is very far from God. Now, when you look at the purchasing power of our government and they being our servants, when I run my company and I have a project and I assign somebody the purchasing power to buy goods for the project, that person need to return all the receipts to me to verify. Even sometimes when we have an overrun on a project and the client and I need more money for the project, I have to show my accounts how I spent the money that went before, that I got before, and then I have to tell him why or tell her why I want the extra money because things have to be transparent in a construction project. Simple. And it's the same thing when it comes to Jamaica. Jamaica is a business. All we are asking this government to do is to show us how we are the clients, you know. We are the clients. It is our money that they are spending, and we want to know how they spend the money. We're asking for a report. Every year every ministry is supposed to give a report every year in Parliament. And we see Ministry of Health for over 10 years have not made any report. Why is this happening in Jamaica? Why are they being so tardy? Why are they being so reckless? Why are they being so careless with our money? But I'm happy now. I'm happier now that we have 28 strong people over there in our government on our side who will stand up and demand them show us how the money is being spent, because we cannot go forward with the squandering and gambling of our money. They have done so in the past 5 years, and the time for that has come to an end. And I hope going forward that Mark Jefferson Golden will ask for an audit for every ministry, because every ministry needs to be audited. We need to know how the money is being spent. And going forward, we will have power of the oversight committee, and we need to use our power strongly going forward. This is my country, and I'm here fighting for my country every day. I love this country. I don't plan to live anywhere else. All I want is a good, honest government. And that is why I'm here every time I can be, to fight for justice, fight for honesty, fight for integrity. I am one person who was raised in a family that believes in honesty and integrity and having good character. And what I realize is that Mark Jefferson Golden is basically has a similar characteristics that I was raised on, same principle that I was raised on. And this is one reason I respect this man so much, because I see so much of my parents in this man. Same principle, same beloved principle, having high morals, having good character, being honest, having a good name in your community that you live with. Be careful of the company that you keep. Be selective of the company you keep. Do not hang out with anybody who is corrupt or dishonest. Those are the principles I was raised on. And everybody has a choice. Just like how some people choose to do bad, you have some people who choose to be good. And everybody have a choice. Everybody come to a crossroad in their life where they can choose to be good or evil. It does not matter what your social status is in life. You have a right to choose to either be good or be bad. And everybody knows that they have to make this choice. You can either choose prison or death, or choose to do good and stay on the road of good. No, Mark Jefferson Golden for me represents a man who wants to change Jamaica. He wants to change Jamaica from being low moral standards. He wants to uplift Jamaica. He wants to bring us to an era of governance, of where we have honest people, of good character, good integrity going forward. He wants us to be educated. He wants us to have the best healthcare. He wants us to have the best life. He wants us to know that three first world countries that have travel bans on us lift their travel bans on us. Now we have Donald Trump making this announcement today, and it's a very bad announcement for Jamaica. It's nothing good for Jamaica. What this means, our visa will be changing. It means that we can either have our visas revoked, or Jamaicans can have their green cards taken away. We don't know what's happening, because guess what? Congress have to decide. And you know what I find very amazing? Donald Trump waited until after election to make this announcement, and I think they're all connected.
Exactly. Well said,
And
Smee.
if you follow the logics of what I'm saying, you will understand because maybe Donald Trump wanted a change in government himself because everybody knows Donald Trump asked on this woman Marks to leave America and because he claimed that she was corrupt and yet she's now an elected member of parliament in the JLP. America has been tracking a lot of things been happening here. They track guns to Jamaica, they track drugs to Jamaica, they track everything bad to Jamaica. Why is it? And they are aware. The US government has somebody here in the US embassy who knows about our health issues here. They know, they're aware. Canada have someone here too. England have somebody here too. They are aware what is happening in Jamaica. So I don't know why is it they try to push things under the rug and lie to us. The whole world knows what's happening to us. They hear our cries every day. They hear our cries of justice. And every day cannot be the same. The future cannot be the same. And every day we want a change going forward. And I predict that within 2 years' time, the GLP government will not be in government of this country because things have to change. We can't go through another 5 years of this. I love my country and I will not leave here. I'm here to fight for the dignity and the integrity of my country. And I yield the floor to you, Uncle Byron.
I myself couldn't say it better than how Spinks said tonight. You know, sitting here listening to Spinks, you understand, it's an indictment on Andrew Holness, and to show you that you know the United States, as it relates to Donald Trump, poking the Prime Minister as it relates to his swearing in to have released that information. You understand? It is definitely an indictment on Andrew Holness, right? And so then, right, we are preparing that Andrew Holness' third term is going to be his worst term ever. And I do believe, in terms of what's being said, that within the next 2 years, a change of government, right, is imminent. So let us sit tight and watch the ride, right? And of course, I'm going to hand over to Wifey for Wifey to close us out.
Okay, so thanks, guys. Oh, oops.
Oh,
Oops.
all right.
Getting my look down.
And let us hear from Sister Pat, right? Sister Pat,
Yeah,
speak to us now.
I tell you the truth. Before the class even starts.
Ah,
And September, I feel down after sitting and watching election.
yes.
But honestly, today, I feel worse and down. I don't even watch it. I click on mistake and I like thumbs up and just come off. It hurt me so much. It just come to the realization that this man swearing as a prime minister, knowing the atrocity that he have done. And when people are going to tell you about to go to church, when you look this big pastor man say I read Bible, I don't know what to do. What me I go to church for? Eh? When you look and see what Donald Trump put out on week, Lord have mercy, me we never go to America. I would have liked to go to America. Do me no.
Exactly. And that's no joke.
Do me do. So it no make sense. Me even say me I go look visa. That will not help me. Younger than me to come. And these people in civil society, here Paula, chair, I read one something. Mistake one time, me go on history. Let me tell you already. I went to a funeral. I go to christen my baby. And my baby get christened, and so we know the man will stop at a funeral. And when them are reading eulogy, me see one man get up and say, make him want to look in a casket. If I that the man, the matter, they would sit about. I can't get it. 1993. I can't figure it. And when I hear them attack, them sitting there for education and where aren't you always do? One bring Jamaica and Jamaican far away in a disrepute, disrespect. I remember when you're going up and say you're that Jamaican foreigner love you. Then I think I have to know you. No, Jamaica wipe up my map. Clean, clean, clean. It's a bittersweet moment for me today.
So,
The 3rd of September was a bittersweet. And me take time cope, but today, when the man really swearing and you see a governor general, Lord, may I tell you, governor general, you go and say death. And death, I want to tell you, fool, and a year time. And you shall suffer it. You shall suffer it. You shall feel it. But anyway, Uncle Byron and Marie Melton Prince, I can tell you, no word can express the gratitude and thanks we not do for people. People like me, because without no to keep up with we just feel like there's no hope. Like we're in the middle of the ocean and we don't see nothing come away. But so we thank you for all of the information, all of the comfort, all of the love we give it. So we are going hold tight, hold string, and watch the salvation of the good Lord. Not the one we are talking about. Because can't to melting pot in the Bible upside up or inside out.
oh yes.
But the true and living God, we are stand still and we are cling together and we are watch the salvation. And before I go, I want people to understand that the Jamaican people come out to vote.
Exactly.
And they vote some get suppression. Yes, there are a few we sell them vote and don't need a man and so. But the few that we got, the few when we would make we lose.
Exactly.
Most of the losing come from the EOJ along with this man, Cliff Hughes and Dushanti.
Exactly.
Okay? So I don't say nigga man see no go on, it go on, we understand. But they do the bigger part. Cliff Hughes called the election for jail people before it backs don't count. That is enough. The ego get more on them. That's why they put too much. Today in the ego, they put more ballot in the back more when anti-one is constituency. Right? But as we see again, comrade people, Jamaican people, let us humble ourselves, call upon the Lord in his way, we now left way, and maybe what the salvation and emerge. You see, 1,000 years in this site is like an evening gone.
Seems so.
But make I tell them, fire up, burn them. The amount of fire that even water can hold for them fire. Oh, all of them people in civil society, church, police, everybody who gang up for the Jamaican people, papa and the baby in a belly, the one who conceive it, and do this on the one here daily and Mr. Donald Trump. May I beg you, FBI, Scotland Yard, will help Jamaica, help with clean out yours for we and we don't want to be cleaning. We don't want to be cleaning method, don't come. We can't depend on the Jamaican cleaner them for cleaning. Because they not go clean it, but we are dependent on for cleaning. And I heal back and thank you again. I made a good Lord bless people
my sister.
and our family and big up on ourselves. As long as you put up something, we will be there because you are kept with because all our hope and faith gone. Right? No more rent to one house, feel like a whole tough back like we don't one house yet. No more university, but God is in control.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Big up on yourself.
Blessings, Sister Pat, and what good. Right, and yes, wifey, here you go. Let me just hand over to you to close us out.
Okay. So I'm endorsing what Sister Pat said about people turned out, because if people didn't really turn out, we wouldn't have got the 14 additional seats and plus the 97,000 more votes. So a lot of shenanigans took place, unfortunately, but people did turn up to vote.
Oh yes, and I do
Thank
understand.
you to everyone who turned out to vote and who stood fast and did not sell their vote and tried to vote for a bright and a better future for all Jamaicans and Jamaica.
All right, melting pot, Spinks, bless up yourself.
Right.
All right.
So, walk good. Safe travel on the gravel until next time. Bless up.
All right, people, we are out. Walk good.
I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.